those. I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. It's over now, what time will tell. You were fine, we was there the whole time. It's love in the skies, in your eyes. If you see, you were fine, we was there the whole time. It's love in the skies, in your eyes. There in your eyes. There in your eyes.
I get it, I get it, yeah.
There in your eyes.
I get it, I get it, yeah.
There in your eyes.
I get it, I get it, yeah.
I needed you, but you were missing.
Yeah.
Told me you changed, but you can't lose in touch. Some things I wouldn't even mention. Just know I don't need your attention, no. I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. Some things don't work and that's the way love goes. I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. It's over now, what time will tell. You were fine, hey, yeah. There the whole time. It's love in the skies, in your eyes. Oh, yeah, you see, you were fine. We was there the whole time. It's love in the skies, in your eyes. There in your eyes.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to another live play-by-play, and tonight our Golden State Warriors in the final game of a brutal 6-game road trip across mostly the East Coast, and tonight we are back over in the West to take on the Dallas Mavericks. Now, we'll see what's going on here in the live chat. We've got a few people in already. But like I said, finally, this road trip is about to come to an end. It has been a struggle. I cannot wait to get back to the Chase Center. The Warriors have so far gone 1-4 on this trip. So tonight, it feels like a must-win ball game. Try and get some good ending to this pretty ugly road trip. If we can get a win, head back home, maybe we can start to build some momentum. Now, we'll just see what's going on here in the live chat. Welcome in. Feel free to comment down below your thoughts and predictions on tonight's ball game. But yeah, at the moment, we currently sit in the 10th seed in a very log-jammed Western Conference play-in battle with the Suns, Clippers, and Blazers. Now, right now, before this game kicks off and before the Clippers game kicks off tonight, the Blazers and Clippers both sit 2 games ahead of the Warriors at the time of this stream. So it just feels like if we want any chance of trying to get some sort of a home play-in game and, you know, the easiest path possible in the play-in, we need to start getting on a little bit of a roll here. Start to win some games. We're in the final stretch of this season, and if we don't want it to go to waste, we've really got to find some ways to get some wins here. Now, there has been some positive but also kind of mixed news on Steph Curry. He has been doing some light training here and there with the team. And a lot of people kind of took that as, oh my God, Steph Curry is back. Like, here we go. Like, he's playing next week. He's going to play as soon as possible. But it doesn't quite mean that, because Steph isn't fully back practicing with the team. He isn't doing 5-on-5 scrimmages, contact training. He's still on light duties. Now, he didn't train with the team in Atlanta. He was doing some individual work. And to me, that means he's still not quite ready, because the next step for Steph Curry to getting back on the court in this last stretch of the season is getting back to full practice, 5-on-5 scrimmages, you know, contact training, seeing how well that knee can hold up, and it looks like he's still not at that point yet. Now, They did say that we're going to reevaluate him once again, once we got home off this road trip back to Golden State, see how he's progressing. Obviously, we got 2 home games upcoming versus the Nets and Wizards. And a lot of people think Steph will return in one of those games. Now, definitely could be the case. Maybe today he trained with the team and, coming back home, maybe he might be ready to go, really ramp up over the next couple of days. But I personally don't see Steph playing in that first Brooklyn game. Maybe the Washington game, but I still don't know. I'm still not 100% certain on the return of Steph Curry anytime soon. I still think we're a little bit away, which is unfortunate and sucks. Now, I could be 100% wrong on this. Maybe they are just waiting right till he's fully available and ready to go to announce that he's back. But from the little details I've picked up here and there, I think it's a little bit of false advertising on the return of Steph Curry. But we'll wait and see. I think the reevaluation once we get back to Golden State is going to be the big determining factor on whether he does play again this regular season or not. But we'll wait and see. But getting back to this ball game tonight, really good chance, like I said, to get a win to end off the road trip. Try and just salvage some of whatever this road trip has been. A loss to the Knicks, a loss to Atlanta, a loss to Detroit. It just hasn't been great at all. But, if we can get a win here, we get to 34 and 38, it still gives us the chance to try and get to like a 41 and 41 record by the end of the season. And right now, that does feel like best case scenario. And we are taking on, one of our former Warriors, Klay Thompson, and also the top pick, Cooper Flagg. But outside of that, this is a tanking Dallas team. Obviously, Kyrie's been ruled out for the year. Same with Derek Lively. Obviously, Luka's long gone now. So this isn't the Mavericks team that it was a couple of years ago. So, yeah, they're obviously looking to try and get another top pick alongside Cooper. There's a really good chance that this is a kind of tank performance tonight from the Mavericks. As there's only a couple of games left in their season as well. They're currently sitting 13th in the West. So, they want to get their odds and percentages up as high as possible. It's going to be a very tight and compact lottery this year. So, for teams like Dallas, every loss now counts. So, we'll wait and see. But maybe Dallas aren't in that mindset. Maybe Cooper Flagg is thinking, I want to try and get another win here tonight. But we'll quickly go through the projected starting lineups and injury report. So starting off with the injury report for the Mavericks, Kyrie Irving, who is still sidelined with that ACL rupture. Obviously not playing in this game or any of the remaining games for Dallas. Now, I did hear that Kyrie probably could play if the Mavs are in a playoff race. And actually competing, but they've decided to kind of rest him, obviously, as their season has been long gone for a while now. But it'll be good to see Kyrie back out there on the court next year. And he's definitely a name to keep an eye on for a Warriors trade target. It's just a type of player that I would love to see the Warriors go out and get if Dallas sell him on the low. As they maybe kind of enter a bit of a full-on rebuilding period. Derek Lively, who's also out for the season. And then no Caleb Martin and Brandon Williams, Brandon Williams, man, he plays some good games against the Warriors, man. And then for the Warriors, obviously Jimmy Butler out for the season. Like I said last stream, he is back traveling here and there with the team. He made the trip over to Washington to support the guys, so that's great to see. Looks like Jimmy can kind of fly and travel a little bit here and there with the team once again, so that's great. Obviously help boost the team morale and, help Jimmy during his, what's going to be a very tough rehab process as he continues to, getting in the early stages of that rehab. Seth Curry, who has only played a handful of games for the Warriors this season, still out here tonight. And then obviously his brother Steph, the man himself. We're going to wait and see how much longer he'll be sidelined for, but he is out here tonight. No Al Horford, which is unfortunate. We really could use Al's services tonight. And then no Quinton Post as well. So Warriors center depth looking very, very weak tonight. Really only got Draymond and Kristaps in that starting lineup. And we're going to be relying on Yurtseven and Leon's off the bench. So we'll see how our center rotation holds up tonight. I mean, Dallas don't have the best center rotation themselves at the moment. Obviously, they traded away AD, but they've still got some good guys. Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington. So we'll see how we hold up tonight. And then the projected starting lineups for the Mavericks. They've got Max Christie. They've got a big lineup tonight, Dallas. Cooper Flagg, Najee Marshall, PJ Washington, and Daniel Gafford. And then for the Warriors, we have got D'Anthony Melton, Brandon Pajemski, Moses Moody making his return to the lineup after battling with a little bit of a wrist injury, which kept him out for about 9-10 games. So great to have Mo back into the team, averaging 12 points this season, having his best season of his young career so far. Just a very reliable player. Great to have him back in there. And then we've got Draymond Green, who's been playing some good ball recently. Obviously, that previous game versus, I think it was Atlanta. Did he not score in the Atlanta game or maybe the Detroit game? One of those games. Didn't play well. But other than that, you know, during this tough stretch, he's been very reliable and very solid. And then Kristaps Porzingis as well back into the, not just lineup, but also the starting lineup, which is great to see as well. I thought maybe we were going to see Kristaps have another stint on the sidelines after he did a little bit of a lower back injury in that Detroit game, missed the game versus Atlanta, but he's back here tonight. So that's good to see. Like a pretty good Warriors team here tonight. Like obviously, you know, I say that and we're missing Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, yes, but compared to what we've had recently, particularly that Knicks game, this is something to work with. You know, we've got to try and find any positives we can get at the moment. Now as well, in some personal exciting news, a lot of you guys know I'm an Australian Warriors fan, but less than a week until I take my flight to San Francisco to go watch our little homestand to begin April. I cannot wait. There's going to be some awesome content for you guys. But before we do that, we've got a couple more streams and one last video before I head off. So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Exciting times ahead. Hopefully, my guy Steph will be back by then and we can actually compete in those games. But yeah, first things first, we're going to get a win here in Dallas at the American Airlines Center in Texas. Obviously, still a really good crowd here tonight for Dallas. Sarah, welcome in. I'm doing pretty well. Yourself? Feel free to comment down below your guys' predictions on this game. If I were to make a prediction, man, it's tough to make predictions on the Warriors games at the moment. It's just so up and down and so unpredictable. But I'm gonna say a Warriors win. I think we're due for one. I think we salvaged the end of this road trip, getting a nice little win here in Dallas, taking down the top prodigy, Cooper Flag. I'm gonna say Warriors win 117-111. I do think it's going to be close. Like, Dallas has still got some good players out there. I would argue Dallas should probably still be the favorites in this game. The Warriors are the slight favorites, but I would argue it should be Dallas. But we'll see what we got here tonight. I think we're going to need a big game from Kristaps. Obviously, like I said before, Al Horford and Quinton Post both out tonight. So we're going to need a lot of minutes here from Kristaps. But this ball game is about to get underway, and Daniel Gafford will win the tip, but the Warriors spike it back in their favor. So Brandon Pajemski gonna start things off here on the first play for the Warriors. What can Pods do tonight? He's been in some bad form recently. He finds Melton, who misses the little floater there on the first possession for the Warriors. So Dallas coming up with a big stop there. So having a look at this Dallas 5 out there on the court at the moment, Christie, Flag, Marshall, Washington, and Gafford. That is a very big lineup compared to what the Warriors have got out there. Pajemski, Melton, Moody, Draymond, and Kristaps. So, like, outside of Kristaps, pretty small lineup for the Warriors. Everyone else is under 6'6". So, we'll see what Kristaps can do tonight. He's going to have to be an anchor. He's got the ball here. The cutting Melton out to Draymond. Corner 3. And it rattles out there, and Cooper Flag fights for the rebound. It was poked out by Moses Moody, who's back out there on the court, which is great to see. We've missed Moses over this little stretch on the road. Like I said, one of our most reliable players, good off-ball shooter, good on-ball defender, makes the right reads, one of Steve Kerr's favorites, and that's for good reason. But yeah, wasn't able to steal the offensive rebound over Flag there. But there, Melton almost gets the steal. He does. He ends up coming up with the steal there to DeAnthony Melton. So a minute 30 here. Neither team to score yet as Kristaps misses a deep 3. Kristaps looking a lot more eager to take shots now that he's kind of got settled into this Warriors rotation and system a little bit. But still, he hasn't found his full strides yet, Kristaps, and I don't think we're going to see that this season. I think as Marshall hits the first 3 and bucket of the game, I don't think we're going to see Kristaps hit his full strides in a Warriors uniform until next season, if I'm being completely honest. Now, if he stays with the Warriors this offseason, of course. They are expiring contract this offseason, but I do think the Warriors will keep him around. Pajemski, corner 3, Pods. We're going to need a big night from Pods. He's definitely been out of form in recent times, Pregame. Had some really good games early in that first stretch without Steph, but just hasn't been able to find his shot and rhythm in these past few games. Draymond end-to-end! Oh my goodness. Warriors take the lead by 2. Draymond got the ball down to the Mavericks side of the court. Little behind the back dribble and just took it all the way end-to-end. Cooper Flag gets blocked there. Couple of good plays here from the Warriors. Melton now floats it in and misses the layup. D'Anthony Melton, a couple of easy misses, and because of that, Cooper Flag gets out open on the other end and throws it down to tie this ball game up. Melton a chance to redeem himself though, and he misses again. D'Anthony Melton 0 of 3 to begin the ball game tonight. Washington misses, and that's going to be a foul there on the Warriors. So it's going to maintain here with the Mavs. But not a bad start here from the Warriors. 3 minutes in. Need the team really broken out here early, scoring-wise. But disappointing start from D'Anthony. 0 of 3 from the field. Those 2 layups, I thought were going to be pretty easy buckets, but just could not get the right bounce. But a good start for Pregame, though. Obviously, I think he had 3 points in the... Oh, no, he had, I think, 5 points in that... 3 or 5 points in that recent game versus Atlanta. He just could not get anything going for himself. I think it was 5 points in that game versus Atlanta. But yeah, hit that 3 before, so I'd love to try and get as Porzingis. Surely a foul there. Was no call. That's unlucky there. I really thought there was some heavy contact there as PJ Washington. Beautiful cut there to the lane. Drove baseline there, and PJ Washington gives the Mavs a little lead here. 5 points. We got 27 here in the live chat. Make sure to drop a like and hit that sub button if you haven't already. Final stretch here of this regular season before we head into what should hopefully be a very fun NBA play-in / playoffs this year. So having a look at that replay on that Porzingis shot, Christie 100% fouled him there. That is a very, very unlucky no call there for KP. And because of that, the Mavs are then able to get an easy bucket on the other end. So that's very frustrating because that could have put it... That would have changed the score completely. It would have been 7-8 rather than 5-10. But Porzingis going to go for an early rest. That's going to be a foul there. But like I was saying, Porzingis already headed off to the bench. I'm sure they're going to play him in short bursts all night long. Coming off of that injury, that little lower back injury versus Detroit. They don't want to re-aggravate that. Certainly the last thing they want to do right now, have another injury. But unfortunately, they're going to need to play him a good amount of minutes tonight with Al and Quinton both being out. But the early substitutions, LJ Cryer and Will Richard both come in, as also does Guy Santos. So Guy coming back off the bench tonight with KP and Mode back in the starting lineup. Gafford, nice little reverse layup there. So yeah, unfortunate for Guy. I kind of only have just kind of clocked that there. That's probably a little bit hard done there by Guy. Coming back off the bench with how well he's been playing. Will Richard, my guy, hits the corner 3 to put it back to a 1-point game, putting the Warriors within striking distance here. And that's going to be a knockaway steal there. Will Richard, another 3. Kinetics! Will Richard! Here we go. Will Richard. We know he can play in the month of March, this guy. Obviously, last year, this time, was playing in the March Madness tournament with the Gators. And this year, he's a young prodigy for the Warriors. Was obviously a late pick in the 50s, but he's certainly got a lot of upside, this guy. We've had a little fun game here so far. I've liked the intensity from both teams. As Cooper Flag throws it down. Timeout Warriors. Cooper Flag with a statement. And speaking of a prodigy, that guy is the prototypical definition of it. Blue chip prospect out of Duke. And what a first year he's had for the Mavericks, putting up 20 points a game. Will he win the Rookie of the Year? I think so, but man, Con Con's giving him a run for his money. I like to call him the baby Klay Thompson. But, yeah, it's actually been a really, really fun race all season long. But, man, Cooper is certainly going to be a player the Mavs will be excited to build around for a long time. I wish the Warriors had one of those guys. Like, don't get me wrong. I love developing these kind of raw prospects like Will Richard and Quinton Post and Guy Santos, these types of players. But, man, I would love to get... look, if we don't make the play-in, or we're going to make the play-in, but if we don't go far in the play-in and we end up losing in that 9-10 game, if that's where we end up finishing, I would love to get some draft lottery luck and get one of those top 3 picks and land a Peterson, DeBanza, or a Boozer and have a blue chip prospect to develop. It's been a long time since we've had one of those. Obviously, we've been competing, pretty high up in the Western Conference standings for a little while now. The last kind of top prospect we had was Kuminga, but even Kuminga, like, he wasn't a blue chip top kind of prospect. He was kind of still a very raw and kind of untapped player when he came to Golden State. Obviously didn't go the prototypical route of playing in college. He played for the NBA G League Ignite, showed good flashes, but obviously we kind of came to find out that NBA G League program was kind of not the best way for those young players to go about it. It kind of didn't allow them to get that full college development, which I think is actually very crucial for players. Because, we've seen a lot of those guys that have come out of the G League Ignite just not find full rhythms in the NBA early on. But, yeah, it's I guess there's a bit of an argument, like, what's better competition? College, and obviously the whole March Madness stuff, or the NBA G League that has, professionals that have played for a decade long, guys that have been in the NBA system. It's a good argument. But, yeah, obviously a lot of those guys that came out of that G League Ignite program just never seemed to got off to a good start in their NBA career. Now, Kuminga, he got off to a slow start, but he was still a really good player early on. I don't think the G League Ignite had anything to do with the stagnant development that he had while being a Warrior. I think that's more on our coaching staff. But, yeah, it was an interesting little time, the NBA G League Ignite. Who else came out of that? I think maybe like a Jalen Green, I think, came out of that. I know Scoot Henderson. But, yeah, obviously that's no longer a thing. But getting back to this ball game here, 3-point game. It's been an entertaining start here so far, halfway through this first quarter. This Warriors team is so unserious without Curry. They struggled to beat anybody. Well, yeah, we definitely aren't unserious without Curry. Like, teams aren't taking this Warriors team too seriously at all. They know that, you can really target the Warriors' weaknesses. If you can force the Warriors into bad shots, bad turnovers, you're going to be able to kill the Warriors without Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. So teams really try and make the Warriors play carelessly and recklessly. When you have Steph Curry, you can get away with it because Steph can salvage almost any single situation on offense. But without him, you just see, a bunch of empty passes leading to a bad contested 3. Like this play here by LJ Cryer, but he hits the shot. Okay, let me just stop talking. LJ Cryer coming off that screen, hits the 3, and the Warriors bench doing the goods here so far. Richard and Cryer, the 2 young guards coming off the Warriors bench, doing the heavy lifting here so far. But I was trying to say, yeah, without Steph, you kind of see a lot of Warriors possessions come up empty-handed. A bunch of just swing passes that just lead to nothing, or a lot of just bad isolation shots. A lot of forced shots driving in the lane. Just not good looks that you see these top teams like OKC, the Spurs, and Detroit and New York give themselves. But Marshall, bad look there on the 3-point shot. That was way off. Pajemski with that early 3-point shot. Off the roll to Draymond. And Dre smokes the layup there. That's one of those reckless shots I'm talking about. Flag, drives baseline, gets past Pajemski and throws it down. Brandon Pajemski just got exposed there by Cooper Flag. Wowee. Cooper just blew by him, and man, 12-2 here, points inside the paint in favor of Dallas. I did say they've got a very big lineup out there tonight. A lot of forwards in that starting lineup, and it's definitely been the case here so far. You can tell just by watching this game. Dallas have really looked to get inside attack this small ball Warriors lineup and make them pay. Particularly Cooper Flagg. That's like his third dunk of the night. As Marshall gets inside again, gets his own offensive rebound, but misses it again. Now, Gafford was able to clean up the mistakes there from Marshall and get himself to the line, but Najee Marshall, not a great start to him tonight here. What's he shooting? 2 of 5. I mean, a couple of those misses came on that one possession there. All right, so free throws here for Gafford. Melton playing some trash basketball tonight. Just the shot hasn't fallen for Melton tonight. Missed a couple of easy layups. Missed that 3-point shot that could have redeemed those missed layups, which is unfortunate. Melton, when he's fit and firing and in rhythm, he's the Warriors' best player at times, especially in this stretch without Steph and Jimmy. He had that game versus Washington, dropped 27 points, 5 boards, shot at like 70% from the field. But then the game after that, he has 5 points. So I think with Melton, the goal for him next year would just be finding a little bit more consistency. Because I'm looking at his game logs, like one game, 28 points, and then the next game's 10 points, 7 points. Then he drops 23, 22, and then has like 12, 10, then goes 27, then 5 points, then 14, then 20. It's just been a lot of up and down for Melton. Now, I do think that has to do with kind of his changing role from game to game. Like some games, the Warriors rely on Melton a lot, so he'll take a lot of shots. And then, one game they're relying on Guy Santos trying to get us going. And then, that Washington game, relying on Chris Stapps. And then one game Pods pops up. So it's been just a lot of inconsistent kind of roles and kind of rotations for some of these Warriors guys this year. But yeah, I think, like I said, if Melton can just become a little bit more consistent next year, he could definitely be a 15-point per game scorer. Klay Thompson, who's in the ball game, misses that 3 off back iron. Obviously, it sucks that he's not in a Warriors uniform anymore, but I love seeing Klay Thompson hoop. One of my all-time favorites. KP, a deep 3, off back iron, but GP2 gets the offensive rebound and flips it back in. I always say, if you lose Gary Payton II, you know where to find him, somewhere around that rim. Now, speaking of form, Gary Payton II has been in some of the best form by any Warrior at the moment. I have been loving Gary's play. Been a really productive player in recent games. Grabbing rebounds on both ends of the glass. Always providing a cutting opportunity around the rim. Throwing some putback dunks in. Just making the most of his opportunity. Porzingis, another 3! Finally! One falls in there for KP. Porzingis. There we go. Speaking of slow start, Porzingis started off 0 of 3 from the field, but finally got one to fall in. And now the Warriors with a 2-point lead. 2:30 to go here in this first quarter. And I've loved this battle so far. So a couple of... I was going to say a couple of calls have gone in Dallas's favor here so far, but they've changed that to an offensive foul on Marshall. So the Warriors will get the ball back. Offensive foul there by Marshall, and because of it, Jason Kidd wants a timeout. Alright, we'll see what chat's saying. Oh, hang on. Cam Thomas, what? Cam Thomas! Oh my god! Cam Thomas has just been released by the Milwaukee Bucks. Are we serious? Cam Thomas has actually just been... Oh my god. Cam Thomas has actually just been delisted by the Milwaukee Bucks per Shams. Let's read what this says here. Bucks GM John Horst sold Cam Thomas as a key part of the team's contention ability this season and the future after the team signed him post-trade deadline, while Doc Rivers compared Thomas to Lou Williams and Jamal Crawford after just 2 games, now he's waived again. Damn, that is harsh. That is harsh, man. I feel like the Bucks cannot afford to be waiving players like that at the moment. The Bucks the Bucks offense has been in shambles. They struggle to score, and they struggle with, having guys who can get their own buckets. They've got, obviously, like Ryan Rollins, but outside of him, they could use a guy that can get his own bucket. Now, of course, Cam Thomas comes with his weaknesses, that being defense, and he's also just, for a point guard / shooting guard, a terrible playmaker. But you need guys that can just get a bucket, and that's it. Like, that's all you need them for. They get a bucket, and they get a bucket again, and they get a bucket again. Like, that's just an interesting one for me. I seriously cannot believe that. So, I'm just looking here, just reading a little bit more into it. So, it looks like the Warriors and the Rockets are the favorites to land him. Or the Raptors. So, I'm seeing that Raptors, Warriors, and Rockets, the favorites to land him. Now, I don't know. Like, I would definitely not be mad if the Warriors signed Cam Thomas. I mean, at this point, we just need healthy players out there. And I actually think Cam could be a very useful player for the Warriors. Like I was just saying there, Cam Thomas is a guy who can score in the isolation and can get his own bucket. And I feel like at times, I was saying it before, how the Warriors, without Steph Curry, just struggle to get good looks off. And I mean, bringing Cam Thomas in, he'd be a guy that could just get himself a bucket when the Warriors need someone to just find the bottom of the net. Like, we've got guys like Pregame and Melton who can score and play make, but they're not like a bucket go-getter. Like, they're not on the same level as like a Cam Thomas when it comes to like just finding the bottom of the net when it's absolutely necessary. So I don't know, like, would the Warriors go after Cam Thomas? I mean, I feel like if the Warriors wanted Cam Thomas, they would have got him when he was first cut by Brooklyn. But, I mean, maybe the Bucks approached him first. But yeah, I guess the Rockets could definitely use a player like that with Van Vliet still being sidelined. And then Raptors, kind of same thing again. Melton, turnover, Nemhard, steal, and a lay. So that's what I'm talking about right there. Couple of just sloppy possessions for the Warriors. You slide someone like a Cam Thomas in, maybe that looks a little bit different off the bench. GP2 doing a little bit of ball handling here. Has Marvin Bagley on him. Obviously a couple of like unique players out there for the Mavericks. Like, imagine telling Mavs fans, Moses first point back from injury. There we go. Moses Moody, great for him to be back out there. But yeah, like I was saying, imagine telling Mavs fans during the 2024 finals that 2-3 years from now, you wouldn't have Luka Doncic on the team, but you would have Chris Middleton, Marvin Bagley, and Klay Thompson. and this 19, 20-year-old phenom Cooper Flag. Hang on, Kristaps is down here. Kristaps might be injured. Oh my goodness. Kristaps might be injured here. So he tried to, what happened? I want to see what happened here. I didn't get to see what happened with Kristaps, but he's grimacing and heading off the court. No, he's staying on the court. What's he grabbing at? His knee or his lower back? I don't know if he's grabbing at that knee or that back, but yeah, kind of fell to the ground, was down there for a second, kind of just a bit of a grimace look on his face like he had done something serious. And I thought, oh no, here we go again. More time for Kristaps on the sidelines. But he's gotten back up. Seems a little bit shaky. He's moving around a little bit, trying to feel out that injury. But we'll see what happens over this next minute. Minute 42 here. We'll see how Kristaps pulls up from this. I mean, God, if Kristaps get injured again, man, I don't even know what to say. Like, that would be his, like, third or fourth illness / injury that he's had while being on this Warriors team already. Kristaps, here we go. How does he look? He shoots the three and he scores. Okay. Maybe he's alright. Maybe just the wind knocked out of him or something along those lines. Because he hits that three there, and that's going to be his second triple of the night for 6 points alongside 2 or 3 boards already. Middleton a three off back iron. Man, Chris Middleton in a Mavs jersey just looks so wrong. Same with Bagley and Klay. I feel like wearing a Mavs jersey for like these veteran players just makes you look so washed. Now, Pat Spencer puts the Warriors up by 7. It's been a good little stretch here for our Dubs with under a minute remaining. Here we go. Klay Thompson, step back 3 over his former teammate, Moses Moody. Man, it feels weird being on the wrong side of those Klay pump fake 3s. I know it's been a couple of seasons now since he's left, but it still feels wrong. Spencer, coming off that little mid-range jumper, finds GP2 under the rim, and Gary flips it in. I'm going to say it every single time he scores around the rim. You lose Gary, you know where to find him. All right, so 2 for 1 could be on the cards here for the Warriors. It's going to be Mavs ball out of bounds here. I was just waiting to see would that be Warriors or Mavs ball, but it was deflected off of Gary. But hey, what a first quarter. Up by 6. Spencer goes off. Pods is going to come back on. Alright, so Warriors for this final 21. Pajemski, Melton, Gary, Porzingis, and Mo. So basically the starting lineup, but with Gary... Oh my god, Klay Thompson is on fire. I was going to say basically the starting lineup apart from Draymond Green. Man, Klay Thompson potentially on a heater here versus his former side. Melton to Porzingis with 2 to beat the buzzer. And he's fouled. So Warriors should be in the bonus here. So this should be some KP 3 throws. Oh my god, that is a tongue twister. KP free throws. Oh my goodness. Nope. Okay, the Warriors are in the bonus now. So the Mavs had a foul to give. So smart foul there by Dallas. Because now the Warriors only have 2.4 to work with. They bring in the shot creator, LJ Cryer, who's kind of a similar player to Cam Thomas in a way. Now he's going to inbound the ball with 2.4. Porzingis in the post. Fading and missing. Pajemski would have scored if there was an extra second or 2 on the clock. Got the tip in, but the shot clock had already expired. But hey, what a first quarter from the Warriors. What a first quarter. Up by 3. We certainly take that. We certainly take that. Up by 3 in the final game of a brutal 6-game road trip. We've brought the energy, we've brought the intensity, and we've matched Dallas's play here in this first quarter. I'm certainly happy with that. Let me know how we're feeling in the chat. Now, if you haven't already, we've got 40 people in. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We are trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. But having a look at the box score here early in this game, looks like Klay Thompson could be on for a good night. He's got the 6 points, 2 of 3 from downtown. He's looked good. And don't get me wrong, it's going to suck that it's coming against us now, but hey, I won't be complaining with seeing a Klay Thompson masterclass here on a Monday night. Would not be complaining at all. I love watching Klay. Hopefully Klay does finish his career at the Warriors. I feel like that will end up being the case. Like he comes back to play like, I don't know, like his last season, or even like, I don't know, in his last season gets traded to the Warriors at the deadline. Like finish his career with the Warriors. I feel like it has to happen. But we'll wait and see. It seems like he has been enjoying Dallas. Obviously, was kind of sold a little bit of a false dream. Obviously, you know, he thought that he was coming over to play with Kyrie and Luka. Obviously, Luka gets traded. Kyrie does an ACL. They get AD. He never really plays. So, kind of sucks for Klay. He probably was better off going to the Lakers. Obviously now they have Luka rather than the Mavericks. So, yeah, probably would have been better off going to LA, playing alongside, well, now Luka and LeBron. But, yeah, I think Klay's, from everything I've heard, I've seen a couple of interviews, a couple of articles, that, yeah, Klay's definitely enjoying Texas and what it has to offer, and that's good. You know, all we want to see is Klay be happy and enjoy the last couple of years of his career. But, hey, Klay, you ever want to come back to the Warriors? I'm sure they would not. I'm sure they wouldn't say no. I'm sure they'd say yes in a heartbeat. I mean, Steph would absolutely love to have his Splash Bro back. But yeah, for the Warriors, KP, 6 points, 3 boards. Moses hit that 3 in his return game. I liked LJ Cryer's play early on. He's got the 6 points. Pods was solid with 5. Will hit those 2 threes. Gary 2 backdoor cuts. And Draymond and Pat with some buckets. So, good overall play here from the Warriors so far. Happy with the production from everyone. Oh, Pistons. Man, Pistons end the Lakers like 9 or 10 game winning streak without Cade Cunningham. Luka airballed to tie the game and send it to OT. That's crazy. Man, Pistons might be a real threat. And just having a look at, are the Blazers and Clippers playing today? Of course. Do the Blazers and Clippers have any tough games? Every time I look at their schedule, they're always playing someone easy. The Blazers have Brooklyn tonight, and the Clippers have the Bucks. So if we lose tonight and Clippers and Blazers win, as our second quarter is underway here, they'll both be 3 games ahead of us. And by that point, we might be too far gone. So we have to win tonight and hope either the Bucks or the Nets decide to play good. Now, I think Giannis is out for the Bucks, so Clippers probably win that, and well, Brooklyn's Brooklyn. So we're hanging on by a thread here. So a loss tonight, it would be catastrophic. So Mavericks score on that first possession, and then the Warriors turn it over, and Clay gets the steal. Gives it off to Cooper. So good start here for Flag early on. Gives it to Clay. We know Clay can shoot a fader, and the Warriors know that, so they double-team Clay. Warriors did not want to let Clay get a shot off there, but it doesn't matter because the Mavericks have started this quarter well. They've taken the lead. Hasn't been a good start to this second term here for the Dubs. Gia 3, though, misses. So Guy Santos hasn't had much playing time here early coming off the bench, which is unfortunate. He's only played the 6 minutes here so far and hasn't scored. Does have 2 assists, but yeah, would love to see Guy get a couple of possessions here, get a couple of buckets on the board, because the Warriors look so much better when Guy is fit and firing. So into LJ Cryer, who's been a hot start. Pajemski, and that's another Warriors turnover. I thought refs were going to call it last touch by the Mavericks, but no, it looks like they've gone last touch by the Warriors, turnover Pajemski. So that's 2 turnovers already here. 2 turnovers already here in this second quarter. Now, we had 4 turnovers in the first quarter, which for a full quarter, and especially the first quarter of the game, last game of a 6-game road trip, you know, it's been a little bit of a kind of fast-paced, kind of chaotic game so far. So 4 turnovers for the first quarter isn't too bad, but already having 2 turnovers within less than 2 minutes of the second quarter is not great. And considering the game's kind of settled down now, you know, we're kind of seeing what both teams are going to look like tonight. So that's been a bit of a concern here in this second. And we know with the Warriors, it's typically not like a turnover or 2, and then they kind of switch on, you know, be a bit more safe with the ball, make the right passes. It's typically like 1 turnover, then 2 turnovers, then 3 turnovers, then 4. Like, it always kind of seems to add up. Like, the Warriors just always seem to have these stretches where they just be so reckless with the ball. And it always seems to cost them when the game is close to a finish. Because they always end up in games like this being down by a couple of points, and you take away those turnovers and points off of transition, you know, in like the second and third quarter, the Warriors would be winning those games. And we've seen that happen a couple of times this season, more than what it should be. Like those Chicago and Jazz games, like that was the case. Just some sloppy patches in the second and third quarters, which had the Bulls and Jazz leading down the stretch in the fourth. And then all of a sudden the Warriors started to turn it up and kind of lock in a little bit, but it was too late. The damage had already been done. The Warriors were chasing their tails all fourth quarter and couldn't get it done. And that might be the case here, because now Dallas have got a 7-point lead. It is a 13-0 Dallas run. Warriors had like, I think, a 6-point lead late in that first, but it's been all Dallas since, and that's going to be the 3rd turnover. This is what I'm talking about. It's going to be a travel on Guy Santos. This is what I'm talking about. It's never just a turnover here or there for the Warriors. It's a big stretch where they just seem to drop off. And I don't know, it's almost like it's contagious. Shots of victory. Sorry that you missed the last stream. That's all good. It's been a while since the last stream. about 5 days ago when we streamed the game versus Boston, where Brown and Tatum were on a tangent all night long, and the Celtics were able to win that game in the TD Garden. Now, I was supposed to stream the games versus Detroit and Atlanta as Cooper Flag gives Dallas the biggest lead of the night with 9, and this is starting to get concerning. But yeah, was supposed to stream the games versus Detroit and Atlanta. Unfortunately, in the Detroit game, work got in the way. And then in the Atlanta game, as Draymond finally ends the 15-0 Dallas run. In the Atlanta game, which was Kuminga's first game back against the Warriors, I had to go and pick up a camera for the San Francisco trip that I'm going on in less than a week now. I'm obviously going to make some vlogging content. So I had to go and pick up a camera with some microphones to go film some content. So I had to sacrifice a stream to go and grab that camera. But that's alright because the vlogs will be more than worth it. And unfortunately, those games ended up both being essentially like kind of blowouts. LJ Cryer, another 3 though. He's been elite tonight, LJ. He has been elite. 9 points, 3 or 4 from deep. I was saying before, he's kind of like a Cam Thomas type of player. And with what we've seen here so far, I'm definitely agreeing with myself there. We've seen flashes of Cam Thomas in his game here tonight. Just creating his own shot off the dribble. I like it. But yeah, obviously those games versus Detroit and Atlanta, neither of them were really close from the jump. So I guess I didn't really miss out on much streaming those games, but I definitely could if I would have. No, I definitely would have if I could have. I've had a couple of tongue twisters here early. A little bit of rust on the streaming after a little bit of time away. Alright, Warriors finally get a couple of stops here in Dallas, and they've got a chance to actually bring it back to a one-possession game here if they can hit a 3. Draymond almost wanted the 3 there. Into Melton, who's had a quiet start. Richard, who's had a hot start, hits another 3. So Will Richard and LJ Cryer have both just been assassins in this game. Just straight snipers. And Will Richard, speaking of him, gets the steal and does miss the shot in transition. But Moses Moody able to clean it up and throw it in and put it to a 1-point game. So it was 9 points only a matter of moments ago. And now it's back to 1. There we go. So Will Richard and LJ Cryer. What a start for those guys. They've combined for 6 of the Warriors' 10 threes. How about that? And those guys have actually got the same amount of threes as Dallas's whole team. So what a start for these young guards. Now, some of you guys might know, some of you guys might not know. I'm actually meeting Will Richard when I'm in San Francisco at Tom Brady's new card store in downtown San Fran. It's going to all be posted in the huge vlog that I'm going to be doing when I head over next week. It's going to be a banger video. Definitely my best video ever. Yeah, so now all we're hoping that is Steph gets back in time for that video because that's going to be awesome. But yeah, meeting Will, which will be cool. Yeah, cannot wait for that. But let me know. Should we maybe try and ask him a question for the video? It's going to be tough because I am going to be there by myself, so I won't have someone to film for me. Maybe if I go to the back of the line and ask like one of the staff to maybe hold the camera, I'll see how kind of, strict they are with like filming and, doing all that type of stuff. But we'll see, because I would love to get like a little quick interview with him. So basically, it's like a meet and greet pop-up at, like I said before, Tom Brady's new card store, Card Vault, in downtown San Francisco. And I paid to get a photo and autograph opportunity. So I don't know how it's all going to work. Like, I don't know if he's going to be like sitting down at a table, you get an autograph, you turn around, get a picture, or whether it's like he starts off autographing everything, chatting with people, and then go over and take a photo. I've never been to one of these things before. The only kind of time I've ever met an NBA player was at a clothing store when I met the Atlanta Hawks, Dyson Daniels, last year. Obviously, probably not a great time to show that photo. Dice just had his career high versus the Warriors in our last game and led them to a win. But obviously, he's an Aussie, so he's one of my favorite players. And man, if we could ever get Dyson Daniels on the Warriors, That'd be elite. But I don't see the Hawks giving him up anytime soon. But yeah, so I don't know how it's going to work, but yeah, obviously I would love to get like a little quick interview, interview for the video. Andrew, just read if Steph doesn't return on Wednesday versus the Nets, he wants to try and return on Friday and Sunday. Andrew, do you know that I'm going to San Francisco in a week's time to go watch some Warriors games? I think you know that I'm an Australian Warriors fan, but I don't know if you know about my trip. I don't know, because sometimes I know you're in the background of the stream, not kind of chatting, so I don't know what bits of streams you've been here for recently, but yeah, I'm just hoping. So I'm going to the Warriors games versus the Spurs, Cavs, and Rockets, all the first week of April in our little homestand. So yeah, just hoping I can see Steph play in one game, obviously, you know, just from a fan perspective, but also for the video, because if Steph plays, it is going to be the coolest video I'll probably ever end up uploading on this channel. Obviously, especially as well as Wemby plays too, like a Steph v Wemby matchup. I'm gonna do like a challenge video where I like have 5 challenges to complete. So I'm gonna have to go to the Golden Gate Bridge pre-game, meet Will Richard pre-game, and then go to Warriors Spurs. Like that's kind of the idea of the video. So I guess like a Jess the Laser style video. So it should be a lot of fun. So Pajemski now, after the Mavericks 3, hits the little turnaround J. How about that? 2-point game. Back and forth swings here from the respective teams. And that's going to be a foul there. Draymond picks up Bagley through the screen there. So Mavs will get the ball side out of bounds here. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Yeah, I heard, but I haven't been in a lot of streams. I'm going through a couple of... sorry to hear about that, Andrew. Obviously, hope everything's going well. Obviously, you know, during this time, keep your head up. And, yeah, obviously, sending my best wishes to you. That sucks to hear. But here we go. So, 5-point game. Warriors have picked it up a little bit here in the later stages of the start of this second quarter. Terrible start in the first couple of minutes. A few turnovers, and the Mavs ended up by 9. But we've fought back a little bit, but the Mavs are also still rolling here. Bagley's had a couple of nice little plays. I mean, it's crazy to think that he's now on the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, it was in that famous was it 2018 draft that had Luka, Trey, SGA, and Bagley and Ayton, all those type of guys. Obviously, the Kings ended up taking Bagley over Doncic. Oh, man. That's the most Sacramento Kings move of all time. But, yeah, it's weird now seeing him on Dallas. I remember there was back then, in that draft class, there was a lot of rumors that Bagley was going to end up on the Mavericks. Kind of to be like the Dirk replacement in a way. Moody a 3, misses, and Nembhard, the 5'10 Nembhard. Or is he 5'10 or 5'11? I know he's under 6 foot. Definitely doesn't play like it. Plays with a lot of confidence. But he got the rebound there and was actually fouled. But yeah, it's crazy. And then as well, like it's also weird that the Mavericks have Chris Middleton. Like that just doesn't feel real at all. What games am I streaming? So I'm streaming this game. So this game and the game later in the week versus Washington. The 2 games I'm definitely streaming before I go away. Now I will stream the Brooklyn Warriors game if Steph Curry plays. Now if Steph doesn't play, I have work that day, so I'm probably not going to take the day off work to stream a game without Steph that's pretty meaningless versus, you know, a very, very, very much tanking Nets team. But if Steph does play and it's his first game back, I will take the day off work to stream that one. But yeah, if not, it'll be this game today, which we're obviously here doing now, and then the game versus the Wizards. And then after that, I'm heading off. Unfortunately, I'll be on the plane during the Warriors-Nuggets game, and then obviously the next 3 games I'll be at. I missed the Kings game, coming back home on the plane again, and then yeah, I'm just spending a little bit of time away with my family right when I get back before the play-in/playoff. So I don't know how many of those games I'll be able to stream in the last little patch of the regular season, but yeah, not too many streams to go for this season now, which sucks. We've done well over I think nearly 40 to 50 now. So, yeah, it's been good for the first season on the channel. We've built a nice little audience, nice little community, which I very much appreciate. And, yeah, in the off-season, I'll definitely spend a lot of time trying to improve on, you know, the graphics and the setup of these streams, and also just, like, trying to improve on, like, my kind of commentary and analysis. I'll definitely spend a lot of time working on that in the off-season, because hopefully a big year of streaming in 2027. So obviously this year we're going to probably end up streaming about 40 to 50 games. Next year I would love to get that up to like 60 to 70 games. A good, you know, 2/3 of the season live on the channel would be awesome. That's a good shots of victory. We'll hopefully see you back in very, very soon, or at some point across the remainder of this game. But yeah, so just having a look, I definitely should be able to stream the final couple of games of the regular season versus, I think, our last game of the regular. I actually think I can, like, name all of our remaining opponents in the regular season off the top of my head. I've been looking at the fixture / schedule that much, like it's just ingrained in my head. I know we have, obviously, a little 2-game home trip versus Brooklyn, Washington. Then we head to Denver. Then we come back home for the games I'm going to versus Spurs, Cavs, Rockets. And then I think we go down to Sacramento to play the Kings. And then I think we come back home to play the Lakers, Kings again. And then I think we have the Clippers in our last game. I think that's a home game. I'm not too sure. Now let me actually check how accurate I was. I could be wrong and just talking a lot of junk, but no, I was right. The only thing I got wrong was the first game versus the Kings is a home game, and it's actually the second game versus the Kings is on the road, and then the last game versus the Clippers is also on the road at the Intuit Dome. But that's not too bad off the top of my head. But having a look at that, man, we better hope Steph comes back, because if Steph doesn't come back, we probably don't beat Denver, we probably don't beat San Antonio, we probably don't beat Cleveland, we probably don't beat Houston, probably don't beat the Lakers, and we probably don't beat the Kings. That just leaves potentially wins versus like Sacramento twice, Brooklyn and Washington, and maybe like an upset in one of those games I just mentioned before. Oh, we have to hope Steph comes back. Otherwise, now looking at it, we are screwed. We are screwed. We have some tough opponents to end off the year. So Steph is in the building here tonight, which is good to see. I'm very interested to see the report, or the report / reevaluation tomorrow. You know, will Steph be returning in this little homestand? All right. But yeah, I don't know. Like, for me personally, based off what I've heard and what I've seen, I personally don't think he'll play in the Nets game, but I think he's a chance for that Washington game. That is, if, you know, the evaluation goes to plan. There is a chance that, in all honesty, there's a setback, or he's just simply not ready. We'll wait and see, though. All I hope is I just get to see him play in one of my games I'm at. And just a couple of games with Kristaps Porzingis, because I think the Warriors need to know how that kind of, not duo, because obviously, you know, you throw Jimmy and Draymond into the mix, but, you know, how Kristaps will fit alongside. Speaking of Kristaps, he gives it off to GP2, who throws it down. I think we just need to see how Steph and Kristaps look out there on the court together, and whether that's worth, you know, keeping Kristaps over the next couple of seasons alongside Steph, Jimmy, and Dre. Nembhard off the bank, misses. Because I think the idea of the Steph and Kristaps pick and rolls could be lethal. But obviously we'll have to wait and see. Because there's been players in the past that I thought would work perfectly alongside Steph, but once they've come to the team, it just hasn't worked out at all. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Nembhard now gets the Bagley screen. Bagley dared to shoot by Porzingis, doesn't want to. Gives it off to Nembhard. Now to Christie. Mavs swinging it around here, and that's a very good possession by them. Christie was able to split the defense and just drive right in. Both teams have been shooting at a very, very good rate tonight. It's been an incredibly high-scoring game. Both teams nearly shooting around that 60% mark from the field. Incredible. Porzingis. And we'll draw the foul and we'll head to the line for 2. And I think it's even more impressive for the Warriors considering this is the last game of a sluggish road trip. The fact that we're able to come out here tonight, play with energy, play with a bit of enthusiasm has been great to see. Now we are down by 8 here. Porzingis can bring it back to 6. We've still got a lot more work to do, but I think all things considered, not too bad at all. Oh, I just saw Markel Fultz back in the league. How good is that? Playing with the Raptors, I had no idea. So maybe the Raptors won't end up being in the Cam Thomas race. Maybe they end up going with Markel Fultz. What's he done tonight? 2 points, 3 assists in 4 minutes. That's some good production. Now, Porzingis does hit the first one. And hits the second. So, successful trip to the line there for KP. He's had a solid night here so far. Obviously, a little bit battered and bruised here. Coming off of missing a game and has taken a couple of hits here tonight. But he's got the 8 points, 3 boards, couple of assists too. As Washington able to bring it back out to 8 points. So, Mavs on track for well over 70 points here in this first half. And the Warriors potentially over 60, so that would be a combined 130 points in the first half. As Washington able to throw it down again. So 10-point lead for Dallas with 4:15 remaining in this game. Biggest lead of the night for Dallas. Warriors, their biggest lead of the night was 7 points, I think with like a minute or so remaining in the first quarter. So since then, it's just been all Dallas, and that's a 17-point swing from that point where the Warriors had that 7-point lead. Man, unfortunate. Honestly, at this rate, go ahead and ask Cam Thomas if he wants to play in this second half. Alright. Damn, Şengün might have just had the dunk of the year. That's a crazy poster. I'm also just reading this here by Jimmy, saying that he's promising that he's trying to get back out there, which is great to see. Love to see Jimmy Buckets back out there next year. I mean, expectations for Jimmy when he returns, anything around that 17-point mark would be honestly a positive and successful in my opinion. Love to see. Yeah, that's also pretty exciting as well. Opening day. I just saw that there. Giants, obviously the San Fran Giants and the Yankees later this week. Now, I am going to a couple of Giants games when I'm over there. I've become definitely a lot more of a baseball fan in recent years. Like, it started off for me with basketball, then I gradually got into football, now baseball, and I'm also even getting into the ice hockey a little bit as well, so definitely expanding my American sports fandom. Alright, so that's going to be another turnover by the Warriors. Guy Santos, couple of travels here in this this quarter. That's his second one. And that's going to be Guy's third turnover of the night. And the Warriors up to 10 as a team compared to the only 5 for Dallas. And that's probably been the difference maker. Dallas have just protected the ball more. Got themselves good looks, and that's why they've put 62 points on the board already. Make that 64. New biggest lead of the night here for Dallas. Daniel Gafford has played really well. I did say watch out for the Dallas Bigs tonight with Al and QP both being out. Very limited Warriors center depth tonight. Coming up against a big Dallas team, that could have been a big problem, and we've seen that be the case here early. That's going to be another foul on Porzingis as he tried to grab the rebound there. Tried to muscle his way through it.
He went for the steal and gamble. When Porzingis got it, and he didn't get it, he still was able to close out. This is illegal from 2 hands on Gafford.
Oh no, it's actually going to be a foul there on GP2. It looked like the initial contact was by Kristaps, but it was actually by GP2. So that's good for the Warriors. I think Kristaps has already got 2, maybe even 3 fouls already here in this first half. So that could have been real costly. But regardless, it's going to be costly anyways because the Mavericks are in the bonus. So 2 free throws here for Gafford. He gets to walk down to the other end of the court and get some freebies. That's the worst when you're in the bonus and you give up a foul on the offensive glass all the way at the other end of the court, at the opposite hoop, and then they just get to walk down and hit some free throws. But yeah, what a night for Gafford. 12 points. Hasn't missed from the field yet. 4 rebounds. Been a very reliable player since coming from Washington. Was a big reason why the Mavs are able to get to the finals in 2024. And I think they should have just stuck with him rather than trying to bring in AD. Alright. So 3:24, Mavericks ball. Now, off that second free throw missed there, Porzingis tried to get the rebound but couldn't. So ended up being Mavs ball out of bounds. So not only do they get free throws from a foul all the way at the other end of the court, the Warriors couldn't even box out on the missed free throw. So Mavs got the ball back again. And now it is the biggest lead of the night. Again, Pajemski a deep 3, hits it. There we go, Pods. Alright, final couple of minutes here of this first half. Can we bring it back within striking distance? Dallas 9-3 run here. Mavs were just up by 15, which is a very big lead as more free throws here for PJ Washington. A lot of the calls have gone in Dallas's favor here so far tonight, but now a chance to put it back out to 14. Like I said, Dallas were easily going to put up 70 points here in this first half. They are shooting the ball at a phenomenal rate. I like the way Dallas have played tonight. Now, it's unfortunate that we're on the bad end of the stick here, but I think Dallas have been incredible tonight. They've gotten inside, taken good looks, and really punished and attacked this small ball Warriors lineup. Now, another missed free throw for the Mavs. Alright. Alright, Washington the second one. And misses. So 0-2 there from the line was PJ Washington. So that actually ends up being very helpful for the Warriors. Mavs have shot the free throw pretty badly tonight. 6 of 11, which is weird because they've shot the ball well from the field, just not from the charity strike. Now, speaking of the charity strike, Kristaps is fouled and the Warriors are also now in the bonus. So it's going to be some more free throws. Finally, some in favor of the Warriors here. And Porzingis a chance to put it to 10. So if we can get a stop on the next play, score again, like it's back to single digits with still a good probably minute and a half remaining. Now Kristaps does hit that first one. I mean, if we can try and keep the Mavericks to no more than like 70, 72 points in this last few minutes, that'd be very good. And if we can try and get to 64, 66, like if we can try and get it within that type of range, 2-3 possessions, that would be very, very ideal. Because if we don't, we're going to be chasing our tails all second half. And Pajemski picks up what I'm putting down as he grabbed the steal there. And Moody gets to the rim, almost an and one, but it's going to be more Warrior free throws. So good to see Moses back in this lineup, looking pretty good tonight after missing about 9 or 10 games with that wrist injury. But good instincts there from Pajemski. That's one thing I always give him. He's got some very good instincts. Saw that Moses had the on-ball work down pat, and Mavs player was distracted. So Pods comes around the back, and just rips it from him. I think it was Marshall who had that stolen away from him. Just got blindsided as Mo hits the first free throw, and one of my new favourite players, LJ Cryer, comes in once again. He's been brilliant tonight. LJ definitely been one of the Warriors' best with 9 points, 3 triples. Him and Will Richard. I would love to see Will Richard get back out there. I felt like he was deserving of some minutes in this second quarter. But we know Steve Kerr, you've really got to earn it in his rotation as a young guy. Pregame tried to go for another steal there on another double team, but this time it's going to result in a foul and some free throws for the Mavericks. I mean, look, probably not the smartest play with the Mavericks already on the bonus, but I do like the sense of urgency there by Pregame in particular, knowing that, hey, we've got to get things rolling now heading into this second half if we want to win this game.
81% free thrower for the 19-year-old, but in high school in Maine and
all right.
That's a lot of winning. 15 and 8. That's the thing. He's lost.
So Cooper flagged 2-2 from the line. And Mavericks getting very close to 70 points already. And what a night it's been for Cooper. 14 points. 5 of 7 from the field. He's really trying to put down his case for the Rookie of the Year. Moses not only loses his dribbling, picks it back up though, and wants to attack Cooper. Flag, and does. What a bucket for Mo. How about that? Moses Moody giving the rookie a little welcome to the league moment there. And Mo, 9 points in return. That's going to be a travel as well. On Marshall, he's had a couple of turnovers here these past few minutes, and it's back to 8 points. If we can try and get a 3 here, it's back to a couple of possession game. And I did say that if we can keep the Mavericks to 70, 72 points and get to 64, 66 points ourselves, I'll take it. And we're on track for that right now. Pregame. Moody, another 3. And gets the unfriendly bounce. But Pregame, the offensive rebound. And Draymond Green comes through. What a play there from Pods. Once again, good instincts. Grabs the offensive rebound. And makes the quick read to Draymond. So a nice little rebound and assist there for B Pods. And now it's a 6-point game. 2 possessions. We're right where I wanted this Warriors team to be with a minute to go here in this first half. Steve Kerr must have been watching the stream and given the guys that advice. And that's going to be another turnover by the Mavs. It's going to be a shot clock violation. How about that defense there? Didn't give up all 24 seconds long. So now we can actually bring it back to a 1-possession game. Now that was another turnover by Najee Marshall, and that's his 5th of this first half. That is ridiculous. Pregame off a screen. Misses. That could have been huge. Marshall now. I mean, for his sake, just hold on to the ball. Flag, dared to shoot. And does miss the 3. But Gafford fights over 3 Warriors players. Daniel Gafford is just a beast. Had 3 Warriors on him, one of those being Draymond Green, but was able to muscle, tussle, and rustle his way to the offensive rebound. And now some more free throws. Man, that is a very impressive play from Daniel Gafford, and he's hyped too. So Gafford, first free throw, hits it. Gafford's been a kind of like rumored trade target for the Warriors for so long. And for good reason, because this is the exact type of player the Warriors could use. Can we just steal some of the players from the Mavericks? Like, can we get Kyrie Irving and Daniel Gafford onto this team for nothing? Because if so, we would actually be a championship contender. The Mavericks have like the 2 players the Warriors would need the most, in my opinion. Alright, 8-point game. Like I said, if we can just get it to 2 possessions heading into the half, that'd be ideal. Now, there's about a second separating the shot and game clock here, so wind it down, play it smart. Don't give this Mavs team who shot the ball incredible here in this first half another look. And that's exactly what they do, because Draymond Green and Pregame not on the same wavelength there, and that's going to be a Draymond turnover with 5.4 remaining. And I think Draymond's saying that's my bad there. So Pajemski and Dre having some words. Nothing kind of serious or aggressive like Draymond's giving him a lesson or anything. I think Draymond's actually saying, hey, that's my bad. I thought you were going to go back to the corner where Pajemski came up to the top of the key. So Marshall hits it. Oh, that's really going to hurt. Really going to hurt at the buzzer. So Warriors got it within 2 possessions and now it's back out to 10. That last minute stretch there was very, very disappointing. So the turnovers has just been the killer here in this first half for the Warriors. Now the Mavs have certainly had some turnovers of their own. 5 of them coming for Marshall. Marshall's had 5 out of the 7 Mavs turnovers. But the Warriors, they have had 12 turnovers. And it's resulted to a lot of points off of turnover and transitional points for the Mavs. They've scored a lot of their points inside the paint. It's been crazy. So they've scored 34 of their points inside the paint. They've just absolutely bullied the Warriors inside. And that's obviously where having Al and Quinton out really, really hurt the Warriors. Alright, so having a quick look at some of the other scores around the league at halftime. While we've got a little bit of spare time on our hands. So Raptors going to blow out the Jazz here. What's Markelle up to? Man, I love seeing him back out there. I'm definitely going to have to watch the highlights of that after. Oh, he's only played in a couple of minutes. Still hasn't gone back out there since we last looked. What else? Okay, so the games that actually matter for the Warriors, the Blazers-Nets game, Blazers up by 10, and they're definitely going to win that one. And then Clippers-Bucks is currently a 1-point game, but it's still pretty early on. So obviously, like I said, if we lose tonight, and then the Clippers and Blazers both win, they're both 3 games ahead of us. And I don't even know what the Suns would be ahead of us now. They're a fair few games ahead of us. They're 7 games ahead of us. So I think right now, the Suns have most likely locked up that 7th seed, that home play-in game that'll give them a chance to book their ticket straight to the playoffs to play at this stage. I think it's going to be the Spurs. But now it's kind of just down to the Clippers, Blazers, and Warriors who can get that 8th seed, who will have to head to Phoenix. But you get the double chance at least. You get the double chance. So even if you lose that first game versus the Suns, you still have a chance. One last kind of 4th and 15 Hail Mary type play to play whoever won out of that 9-10 game. You get a home game as well if you finish 8th, and even if you lose that first one. Now, to be fair, you do have to go and play the Thanos of this year's NBA playoffs, the Oklahoma City Thunder, but you at least get to make the postseason. But hang on, in saying that though, like Spurs, they could easily take the 1 seed to end off this season. The Spurs have been just on a roll. Now, same with the Thunder. The Thunder have won 12 in a row, and the Spurs have won 6 in a row. They're 9-1 in the last 10. Man, some of these teams in the West are rolling. Thunder, Spurs. I know the Lakers just lost there, but they're still 9-1 in their last 10. Nuggets, they're playing alright. Wolves, we'll see what they can do when they get Ant back. The Rockets. How'd the Rockets go today? I know they played the Bulls. The Rockets lost to the Bulls. What happened? Colin Sexton with 25. Brazelis with 23. Gideon near triple-double. That's crazy. Everyone played... Well, not everyone. The Stars played good for the Rockets. Şengün, a triple-double on 84% shooting from the field. 2 steals, 2 blocks. I mean, that's probably surely his best game of the season. That's incredible. And KD had 40, Thompson with 23, and they still lost. Now, to be fair, Reed Shepherd, 5 of 17 from the field, and Jabari Smith, KD's least favorite teammate, 2 of 10 from the field. Tari Eason, 1 of 5. So they just got no production from any of their role guys. And that's crazy. Have a look at the scores in some of the other games. Like we said, Pistons beat the Lakers. No Cade, no problem. Jenkins with 30 points. What a game from him. I think this is why OKC and Detroit are both the top seeds in their respective conferences. Both these teams just have ridiculous amounts of depth. Like, even when Shea's missed patches, OKC have still been great. And, I mean, here so far in this first patch without Cade Cunningham, the Pistons have still been good. They handled us pretty comfortably when we played them a couple days ago. But, yeah, Jenkins with 30. What a game for him. For the Lakers, Luka 32. Did shoot 11 of 29, though. Austin Reeves, 24 points. Ayton, 13 points, 10 rebounds. LeBron, a near triple-double. Not a great shooting game for LeBron at all, but still in a triple-double. That's crazy. Like, a bad game for LeBron James is a near triple-double. Like, I looked at this LeBron James stat line. I'm like, oh, that's a bad game by LeBron. And it's, like, still only a triple-double. That's crazy. So I can't believe the Lakers lost that. A couple of just, like, surprising results today. Spurs blow out the Heat. Man, the Heat, like, sacrificed their season for that Bam 83-point game. Because since then, the Heat have just played terrible. Wemby had 26 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 blocks. Although I don't want to have to go against Wemby, I am really excited to hopefully see him play in person. Like, I just want to see what he looks like. Harper, 21. Fox only had 14. It was actually Castle and Harper who led it from the guard front tonight. Fox kind of took a back seat. And then for the Heat, Bam with only 18 points on 5 of 17 shooting. Wemby had him in the torture chamber. Former Warrior Wiggins only with the 9 points. What's Wiggs doing in recent games? I feel like he hasn't been playing that well recently. He's been out for he's missed a little stretch. Not ages, but good amount of basketball. Yeah, Wiggs just hasn't been playing the greatest in recent times. Had a couple of 25-point games, but yeah, definitely not the former 2022 Wiggins we will always remember. Whenever you think of Andrew Wiggins, like anytime I hear the word or think of the word Andrew Wiggins, I always just think of that poster dunk on Luka in this building that we're playing at tonight. I always think of that. Thunder beat the Sixers in Jared. Is it Jared McCade's first game back in Philly? It was, and he dropped 13 points. Still can't believe the Sixers made that trade. They could use a guy like Jared McCain right now with PG, Maxey, and Embiid all out. When's PG coming back? Surely it's been 25 games. He must be back soon, surely. I think he should be back soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. He should be back next game then. He should be back next game. That's big for the Sixers. And then oh my God, the Pacers beat the Magic. No way. Paolo Banchero. Bro, I swear Paolo, he been choking on the biggest stage in recent times. I feel like he is not a clutch player. And I stand on that. I feel like every time I watch Paolo down the stretch, he always chokes. Damn, blocked with the game on the line by Siakam. What a good year for Siakam. I know people won't take it much into account because of how bad the Pacers have been, but it's been like a really, really, really solid year for Pascal Siakam. Like, I feel like he's been underrated this year. 24 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, a game, shooting the ball very efficiently. Like, I would say this has been one of Pascal's better seasons, and tonight, 37 points. Now, obviously, more scoring opportunities with, Halliburton out, but still, I think he's been alright. I reckon Pacers will jump right back up next year. I reckon they'll be good. What did Zubac do? How's he looking in a Pacers uniform? No, he didn't play. Okay. He's out with a rib fracture. But that's surprising, man. The Magic. I mean, Paolo did drop 39, but still. Damn. This Magic team. Magic will certainly be gone in the first round, and I stand on that hill. I don't see the Magic making it past the first round. I think that Desmond Bane trade will end up being a bad one for the Magic in the long run. Like, at the time, I thought it was a great move, and I thought the Magic... So, in my initial season predictions, I had the Magic finishing third. I thought they were going to be awesome this year. I really bought into the Orlando Magic hype, but they've just been terrible. They need a player like Kyrie Irving, in my opinion, rather than like a Desmond Bane. But, yeah, not the point, but yeah. And what else we got? We already looked at that game. Oh, the Hawks. Man, they blow out Memphis by 40, well, 39, nearly 40 points. Damn. I don't know. Damn. Memphis have some bad injuries. KCP, Ja Morant, Aldama, Clark, Pippen Jr., Edie, Spencer, Small. Has Ja Morant played his last game for the Grizzlies? He might have. When was the last time Ja Morant played? He's been out with an elbow injury. Oh my god. So the last time Ja Morant played was January 22nd in a loss versus the Hawks, a 2-point loss, and he had 23 points. And since then, just has not played. That actually might be his last game in a Grizzlies uniform. I don't see Ja staying on the Grizzlies this offseason. So that's crazy. And then what about for the Hawks? How did our guy JK go? He had 16 points. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, probably the free agent acquisition of best free agent acquisition of last offseason. He has been awesome this year. He's taken a huge jump, 20 points a game. I can't believe like the Wolves let him go. Like, I know it was kind of out of their control, but the Wolves this year have really just struggled with guard play when Ant hasn't been out there, or when Ant's taken a back seat. Now, they have picked up Ayu Dosunmu, who I think is a great pickup, but they had a guy that could have done what Ayu is doing and more. That's all right. Good to see him do well, though. I've always liked his game. But what a breakout, though. I didn't realize he was averaging 20. And I think because of that, that's ultimately probably why the Hawks are okay with letting Trae Young walk. And I say walk. I know they got like McCollum. Who else are they getting that deal? I can't even remember. McCollum and Kispert, which is absolute peanuts for a player like Trae Young. But, I mean, hey, buy into this next kind of crop of players. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, Kuminga, Okongwu. I think Rusachet has still got something left in the tank. Daniels. Johnson. Like, they've got some good players. Hey, Buddy Hield actually got some PT in this game as well. He had 3 points. He hit some free throws, did Buddy Hield. Good to see. Obviously, we had the Hawks Warriors game a couple days ago. Didn't get to stream that one, unfortunately. Like I said, was picking up the camera for the trip that I'm going on next week. But, yeah, Kuminga played terrible in his first game back against the Warriors. Just shocking. Only dropped 2 points. Was like 1 of 9 from the field. Just couldn't seem to buy a shot all night long. But, yeah, I still think regardless, the Hawks and Kuminga will end up winning that trade, in my opinion. He's been good. Outside of that game, I feel like he's been pretty good. Because what else has he done? Oh, no, he's had a couple of bad games, actually. He had a 2-point game against the Nets as well. So he's had some good performances, some bad performances. Kind of what we saw with Kuminga when he was on the Warriors. Like, sometimes he'd look really good, other times not so much. But I think the difference between Atlanta and Golden State, for Kuminga, he'll actually get the opportunity to, I guess, kind of make those mistakes and actually just kind of like bounce back, if that kind of makes sense. Because I feel like when he was on the Warriors, Kuminga would have a bad game, and all the trust between Kuminga and Steve Kerr would be gone. You know, he'd fall out of the rotation, where, like, with Atlanta, You know, he has that 2-point game against the Warriors, but then next game, you know, gets some good healthy minutes and drops 16 points. Same thing in that game where he dropped 2 points versus the Nets, comes back and drops 7 points, then 16, and gets that chance to start to build back up again, where with the Warriors, he never got that opportunity. But he gets the opportunity to kind of just go through his strides, go through the good patches, the bad patches, and just try and make himself a more consistent player. And the Warriors never gave him that opportunity, and I think that'll come back to bite them. All right. So second half shouldn't be too far away, actually. Feels like we've been talking a lot of nonsense for a while now. All right, we'll see if we've got anyone there in the live chat. I guess the Warriors don't want to win this game. Another loss for the Warriors. We'll see. I mean, I'm not too confident after what I've seen here so far. In this first half, the Mavs are just playing excellent basketball, but the Warriors did show in patches that they can win this game. Like, there was a couple of good patches, especially early in that first quarter. We were up by 7, and then we had that little comeback where we got it from, I think it was 9 points back down to like 1. So we've shown some good flashes, but we just need to have one really good overall quarter where we win it from start to finish. And it needs to be this third quarter here. But, hang on. So why... Oh, no, hang on. That's just glitched. So we are underway here in the third quarter. Now, like I was going to say, Dallas, 66% from the field, but also 66% from the free throw line. So Dallas just happy to go at 60% from all forms of shooting as Gafford instantly gets back to work. What a performance from him tonight. 16 points, 6 of 6 from the field. Just been great. As that's almost going to be a steal there for Gafford. He has just been everywhere. Mavs fans must love this guy. He is just an awesome player. A guy that I've always wanted the Warriors to get. Draymond, and that's going to be a turnover. Can Draymond just stop passing it to Pregame? Those two can just not combine on anything other than a turnover. I feel like every Draymond pass to Pregame tonight has just resulted in a turnover, and the blame is on both of them. Cooper Flag now sets it up for the Warriors to now break away and transition off that turnover, and Pregame rolls it in. So, I mean, this is why you need Moses Moody out there. He forces that steal, always just making the right plays. Marshall a missed 3 and Pods with the rebound. All right, here we go. First minute was shaky, but here come the Dubs. Porzingis' 3 is off the front of the rim. And another steal for Moses. This is what I'm talking about. And then the Moses 3 misses, but Porzingis gets it back off the glass for an offensive rebound and a second chance bucket. But, man, it is good to have Moses Moody back out there. Just a very, very reliable player on both ends. And Moses with the block. This is what I'm talking about. 2 steals and a block for Mo in the past minute. How about this? Pregame throws it up and is blocked, but it's going to be the last touch by the Mavs. Off of Gafford there. I mean, speaking of reliable, Daniel Gafford. A couple of blocks for him here tonight. But still going to be Warriors ball though. We've got 14 seconds to work with. And Draymond dared to shoot. And for good reason, because he airballs. But somehow Warriors retain the possession there. And Porzingis, the floater is good. What was funny there, because Draymond was shooting it from the right corner, and the Warriors bench is on the left side of the court, from that camera angle, when Draymond shot it, you could see all the players like putting up their hands to signal like the three-point celebration off the bench, and everyone, as soon as the ball started gliding past the rim, everyone like pulled their hands down straight away. Everyone on the bench had like their hands up, like, hey, Dre's gonna hit a 3, and then he airballs, and everyone's like, nah. Love that from Guy Santos there. Moses falls to the ground after everything he's been doing. Gee recognizes that, jumps off the bench, runs over to the court to pick him back up. I love that from Gee. Not many people will pick up on that, but that's very, very, very good morale booster there by Gee Santos. As Mo to the rim! That's going to be a goaltend. That's going to count there for the Warriors. It will. Moses Moody. Man, this guy is on a mission. He's been sitting on the sidelines saying, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of how terrible we've been, and I'm going to lead the charge here. Now, Cooper Flagg almost just swatted Mo, but ball was too high off the glass, so it's going to be called a goaltend. Marshall rattles home the layup. Mavericks finally get a bucket of their own here to stop the bleeding of what's been a very dominant third quarter here from the Dubs. So Melton back out there, and it's been a horrible first half for D Melt, so looking to see what he can do. Mo a three, hits it! Moses Moody! Take a bow! We have missed this guy. 14 points, 2 blocks, a steal, 2 boards, 2 assists, and it's been an 11-2 Warriors run. It's been a nice little swing in favor of the Warriors here in this third quarter. Just honestly give it back to Moses. Pajemski, Moses, corner three! Hits it! Oh my god! Moses Moody! Holy shite! He's on a heater right now! He's just activated takeover. Cooper Flagg, though, is standing up to the moment here. He is not backing down from this challenge. Where's Moody? Where is he? He's in the corner. He's being face guarded by Flagg as Draymond has to take it himself now. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Dre. Play this guy. Welcome in. Only a week till we head over to San Fran and play this guy. So exciting times. But how about that from Mo? What a stretch here in this third. That's just incredible though from Moses. Has been out since March 3rd. Has missed like 20 plus days, 9 plus games. And just comes out and just catches on fire. But not also that. Also just like the defensive prowess. Getting a couple of blocks, a steal. Just pushing the pace. Draymond a three. Misses, but Gee, the offensive rebound, gets it off to Mo. Beautiful work there from Gee. Melton, the hezzy, but drops the ball. And Gafford comes away with the steal. Now it's going to be a foul in transition there by the Warriors. So D'Anthony Melton having a very, very off night. 0-4 from the field. And 6 turnovers. It's just been an awful night from D'Anthony. Hasn't scored. Terrible shooting and 6 turnovers. Like, oh my goodness. Now, in saying that, a couple of the turnovers have been unlucky. Just the ball kind of falling out loose. But still, 6 turnovers is 6 turnovers. Cooper Flagg. And that's going to be a foul on the Warriors again. So Bagley able to save the possession there for the Mavs. Despite the Warriors grabbing the rebound, Bagley fought enough for it. So the Warriors had to kind of shove him out the way to get that rebound, and the refs picked it up. So Marshall with 5 turnovers, Melton with 6. I can't remember a game that I've watched where 2 role players have had so many like combined turnovers. So Santos now spins and he's fouled as he heads to the line here. Good move from Gee. Full on spin cycle move there. And it's going to be a Warriors timeout. So I've loved the way we've come out the blocks here in this third quarter. We've won the quarter ever so slightly, 14-11, but it's been good energy, good intensity though, and particularly from Mo, who's got 17 points. So it's kind of been Moses, Pods, and Kristaps who have all led the way. All three of those guys, our only double-figure scorers. Moody 17, the leading scorer. KP 14, and then Pods 12. What I've been disappointed in, why is Steve Kerr not playing Will Richard? Why? He's got 9 points in 9 minutes, 3 triples. He's 100% from downtown. Only missed the 1 field goal. Had a steal as well. Makes no sense to me. Like, I love LJ, and he's been brilliant as well. But, like, how is he getting more minutes over Will? I don't know. It's an interesting one. Cannot believe that. All right, how are we feeling in the chat? How are we feeling? I mean, it's hard to know how you're feeling when you watch a Warriors game because 1 minute you're over the moon thinking, oh my God, we might actually win a game, and then the next minute we're down by 10. And then we're back. Hang on. We might win still. Nope, we're going to lose. No, we might win. It's like, it's just like this entire season has just been an ultimate roller coaster ride. Look, a season that I'll be happy to put behind us, in all honesty. Now, I've still really enjoyed this season. I think there's been some great moments here and there. And also as well, like, you know, first year making content about the Warriors on this channel has made this season a lot more fun than what it probably would have been for me. But yeah, I'll be excited to have a fresh start, a clean slate, 2027 season, Jimmy back, you know, an off season to kind of recoup, retool, and see what we can do. Alright, we got 24 in. Make sure to drop a like and a sub if you haven't already. We are only 30 subs away from getting to, what is it, 1.7k.
Basketball in NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Downtown Subaru of Oakland. Home of pure pricing, whether it's online or in person with Pure Price. It's a win-win situation. Visit SubaruofOakland.com. Kalena Azubuike on the floor in Dallas. I always wondered what happened to that former Maverick. I'm working with a man named Kalena Azubuike. Yeah, I wonder if it could be the same. It's funny because they actually changed the court. Now the names are all the same size. I'll give you more history about it later. You can stream the Warriors.
All right, so we're back here off this timeout. Quick little chance to catch a little breather there before we get into this final quarter and a half. Let's see what we can do. Can we create any sort of momentum rolling into this fourth? Because this game, to me, I don't want to overreact, but I feel like this game is almost a season-defying type of game here. Like, I feel like it almost feels like season is on the line in this game because we lose this, we're 33 and 39, and after that, like, yes, we have Washington, yes, we have Brooklyn. Now, I would assume we win both of those, but at this rate, who knows? But then after that, Nuggets, Spurs, Cavs, Rockets, Lakers, Clippers. Like, we have so many tough fixtures ahead. So, it just feels like a game like this, and as well, the games against Washington and Brooklyn just have to be wins. Especially for these teams that aren't even trying to really win that much. Like, the Mavs have been competitive and they've played a great brand of basketball tonight. But I'm sure if the Mavs lost, they wouldn't be too upset. Can the Mavs make the play-in? I think, are they already like officially eliminated? Can they technically still make it? Let's have a look. No, they technically still can make it. But, I mean, they'd have to win they would literally have to win every single game to finish the season. And the Warriors would have to, like, not win a single game to end off the year. The Pelicans are actually now the 11th seed. They're the closest team behind us, and they're still 8 games behind us. So, yeah, we should, worst case scenario, be the 10th seed, but, I mean, that's not too much to be overly excited about, is it? Alright, so into Flag now. Rises and scores. Cooper Flag. He is having a really, really good night, Cooper Flag. 23 points. Moses has got 17. He was on fire there for a little moment. Has cooled down, though, as he misses that shot. But Gee almost got the offensive rebound, but it's the former Warrior, Klay Thompson, hauling it in. So Nemhard wants the screen, wants the Gafford roll. He's got LJ Cryer on him. But Draymond, great defensive instincts, comes across for the late double team to force the turnover. That was going to be a very, very bad mismatch for Cryer there. Speaking of Cryer, nearly turns the ball over, but it's last touch by the Mavs. Yeah, great there from Draymond. Great defensive instincts. Comes across, forces a surprise double team, and the Warriors come away with it. Because if he didn't there, that was definitely going to be a bucket for the Mavs, and that would have put it back out to 10. Alright, so Santos, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Isn't going to matter because Draymond turns it over. I mean, the Warriors have just been simply reckless with the ball tonight. As Bagley scores, count it, plus the foul. And one for Marvin Bagley. He's been very productive in this little stretch with the Mavericks. Good to see him. Good to see him find himself a nice little role on a team. But this is just getting unfortunate now. Like, oh my goodness, 16 turnovers as a team. It's just crazy. Pods with 2 turnovers, Dre with 4, Gee with 3, Porzingis with 1, and then Melton with the 6. Now Bagley does hit the and 1 free throw. So it is now back to 11. So all of this hard work here in this third quarter has just gone down the drain. Santos off the glass. There we go. Come on. We've got to just try and take the lead at some point here. But what's crazy, like, we haven't, like, the turnovers have been very sloppy and disappointing. But, like, outside of that, we've played well. We've shot the ball very, very good compared to normal. Like, we've got already 80 points on the board with 4 minutes, nearly 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Like, for an average game, we'd probably be up by a good amount right now. But Dallas have just been on another level tonight. They're shooting at like 60%. It's just one of those things where it's just unfortunate. The Dempsey's been alright tonight. 14 points, 7 rebounds. Bouncing back after that, I think, yeah, 5-point game versus the Hawks. Shot clock down to 5 here. Flag, a catch and shoot 3. Off back iron, and Cryer, the smallest guy out there on the court for the Warriors, gets the rebound. Now, he's not the smallest guy out there on the court because Nemhard, actually smaller. As Pregame, another cut and another bucket. 84-89. Good action there by the Warriors to get Pregame a free run to the rim. And I see Will Richard and Porzingis standing at the scorer's bench, ready to come back into this ball game. So Klay Thompson, who had a very hot start, misses that 3. Killer Klay hit 2 threes early in this game, but hasn't done anything since. Alright, so dead ball here, out of bounds. We'll get all the substitutions coming in, a couple for the Mavs as well.
This is the one before where the Gypsy comes off of it, and you see how Cooper Flag is kind of behind there, and to stop on a dime, Cooper Flag couldn't contest that good enough to make a miss. And then just cheat, Klay Thompson goes back for it.
Alright. So KP comes back into the ball game and scores. There's been a good game for Porzingis, and considering that I honestly didn't think he'd get up for this game, not complaining at all from what we've got from Porzingis tonight. Gafford! Oh no, that's not good there though for Kristaps. Gets exposed on the pick and roll. Daniel Gafford. It has been probably one of the best. Is it crazy to say it's been one of the best games of Gafford's career? Like, I don't think Gafford's ever played this efficiently before. 7 of 7 from the field. Like, it's crazy. So 3:12 left in the third. Still got a whole quarter to go. Still a long way to go in this ball game. So a chance for the Warriors to really get back into it. Porzingis, another jumper. This time it's a miss. Please just don't let the Mavs just blow by us here in this final 3 minutes of the third. Thompson, hand off to Gafford, but it's going to be a turnover. Not a great bounce pass there by Clay. As Gafford just steamrolls into Pajemski and he goes flying. And we're going to get a timeout here. Pajemski gets battered on the ground there. But we've got 2:40 remaining in this third. And then one more quarter before this almighty road trip finally comes to an effing end. And then after that, we've only got, I think, three more road games for the season. That's it. That's done for 2025-26. Now, we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more home games. So 10 more games left in this season. How crazy is that? I can't believe that. Hang on, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, yeah, 10 more games left in the season. Wow, we're at the 70 game mark. That's... No, sorry, we're at the, what are we at? The 72 game mark. Oh my god. That is crazy. Man, 10 games left. I remember when the season just started. Like, I think we had only like 200, 300 subs at the beginning of the season. And look at us now. We're definitely starting to build. But it's crazy to think back to then. Like, that was October. It doesn't feel like the NBA season's regular season's about to wrap up. Like, it feels like we're only like the halfway point. This season has flown by. Man, that's crazy. Man, not long to go now before the real stuff kicks off. Now, will the Warriors be there? We'll have to wait and see. So let's have a look at some of the comments here on this newest Warriors Instagram post. Everyone is just saying get Cam Thomas. I don't know. It's interesting. Like, I wouldn't be against it, especially at like this point of the season. Like, you might as well just take a fly on him, have him for these last couple of games of the regular season, see what he can do. But in saying that, he's not going to thread the needle.
Game. Warriors were down 15 and then down 10 at the half. Our GMC drive of the game. Moses Moody hasn't played since March 2nd. That right wrist, I'm going to beat Cooper Flag off the dribble and then use the rim.
All right.
And just serve it up.
So we are back. We are back. Off this timeout, Moses Moody. Top scorer tonight, 17 points, and 8 of those were here early in that third quarter. Now, he is sitting on the bench right now, which probably indicates he probably won't finish off this third quarter, which is unfortunate, because we looked really good when he was out there. As Pod's going to miss the shot, and the Mavs going to come out with the rebound. It feels like they've just been slightly better all night long. But there we go. We get a little steal. Good work there from Kristaps. Just got those long arms in the way. And now Porzingis will kick out to Will, who's knocked down 3 triples. Make that 4. Why is this guy not out there on the court? Steve Kerr, lock in, please. 12 points, 4 of 4 from deep. How the F is this guy not out there more tonight? Clay a 3. Misses. Easiest of rebounds for Chris Middleton, but they turn it over. So here come the Dubs. Can we take the lead? Honestly, shoot it, Will. Porzingis, I thought he was going to pop that from the logo. Guy's going to actually take it in, and Gafford's going to send it swatting. But it will be a goaltend. All right, that's going to be the second goaltend of the night. That's gone in favour of the Warriors, which is handy. It looked like Gafford had just sent that one flying to the stands there, but the ball must have decided to come down there. All right, so we are tied up. There we go. What a third it's been for the Warriors. How about it? Now, can we get a stop? We get a stop, and we can go the other way and take the lead. I think it's been a 15 to like 3 or 4 run here. Like, we're on a roll. Nemhard. Spoke too soon. Nemhard. Nice mid-range J there. Still a chance to take the lead, though. We want to shoot a 3. We can actually still take the lead. Pregame drives, pump fakes, rolls in, and scores. B-Pods gets past Gafford, who's been a beast inside the paint tonight. Clay a catch and shoot, and he hits it. Clay Thompson. Good transition bucket there from Clay. Had, like I said, a really good start to the game, but has been quiet up until recently once again. Hitting that 3 there. Porzingis back to the basket. Count it. Plus the foul. KP. Beautiful play from Clay Thompson on the previous play to get the 3. And then Kristaps getting a different 3-point play, but still really good work. All right. So Kristaps needs to hit the free throw here. And does. So ties it back up. Now this is crazy. Both teams nearly already with 100 points on the board. And it's not even the 4th quarter yet. Like, what a high-scoring game it's been. And I honestly didn't expect it to be this high-scoring tonight. As Chris Middleton hits the little fading jumper. I thought, if anything, it would have been a low-scoring game, but not the case. Warriors 56% from the field. Mavericks 62. GP2 breaks past 3. Ties it back up. So both teams actually could end up on triple figures here to end off the third. This new generation of high-scoring basketball. Nope, maybe the Warriors take the lead here. 25 seconds to go. 3 seconds separating the shot and game clock. So Warriors a chance to really wind this one down and surprisingly take the lead. Can you believe this? Spencer into the ball game. Gets the screen. Nearly turns it over, but GP2 saves it. Porzingis going to have to shoot a deep 3 from downtown. Misses off to the side of the rim there. So it's 1.2. Mavs a chance to heave it. Imagine this was the 4th quarter. Nemhard from the half. Air ball. So that is the end of the third. And I'm happy. We're even. It's even Steven heading into the 4th. This is going to be a good finish here. What a third quarter by the Warriors. They outscored the Mavs by 10. It was a 10-point lead at the half. And now we've got a ball game on our hands. I think this is very much winnable. All right. Put this up here. We might have to get the camera out for an end of game short reaction like we have done a few times this year. We haven't done one in that long because it seems like every Warriors game I've been streaming recently has just been a kind of nothing result. All right. Now I'm just going to quickly fix something around here with the old webcam. But then we're going to get underway here for the 4th. And I'm actually very excited for this quarter. I don't know why. I feel like I shouldn't be getting my hopes up. But I feel like we've maybe got a chance. Alright. Let me know in the chat. Do we think we win this? Or are we going to do a typical Warriors and choke it? I think we've got it. I actually think we're going to come home and win this one. I think we've been in store for a win for a little while now. I think we've been just waiting to get a big second half win for a little while now. All right. Here we go. Alan says hello. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. It's been a very, very fun ball game tonight. It's been interesting, that's fair to say, but yeah, with 12 minutes remaining, we're all tied up. All right, so here we go. Fourth quarter. Let me know in the chat who gets it done, Warriors or Mavs. Like I said, I think Warriors win. I think we've been in store for a win for a little while now. And we have to win. Like, 1-5 on this road trip would just be appalling. Like, I thought we were going to go, like, 3-3. Like, I thought we'd beat the Mavs and the Wizards and then maybe, like, upset an Atlanta or a Detroit without Cade or a New York. But, no, it's just not been the case at all. But I've got a chance to salvage those losses with a big win here tonight. Mavs fans, though, they're looking to try and see a win here at the American Airlines Center. They're on their feet here getting into the fourth. They want to see their young star Cooper Flagg lead them to another win alongside Daniel Gafford, who's just simply been amazing tonight. All right. So here we go. Warriors starting things off with the ball. Here we go. And one! There we go! Guy Santos. How about that? What a start to the quarter. Guy Santos drives in and draws the contact, was still able to get the shot to go in. So finally, the Warriors are back in front and Guy is hyped. Man, what about that there from Guy? Has been a pretty quiet night for him coming off the bench, but if he can have a big impact down here in the fourth quarter, that will be huge. Alright, so couldn't have asked for a better start here, as couldn't have asked for a better start again on this time on the defensive end. Moses Moody coming up with a steal. How about that? LJ Cryer a three. What a start to this fourth. Guy drives in, gets the and one. On the other end, another steal. I couldn't even finish what I was saying. And Draymond rolls it in. So like I was trying to say, before Moses interrupted me, we start off with a Guy and one. We then get a steal. We then get an LJ Cryer three. We then get another steal. And then Draymond gets the easy layup. And just like that, Warriors, 6-point lead. Their second biggest lead of the night. You reckon this goes to OT? I would hope not, to be honest. Because we saw the last time we went to OT versus the Bulls, we were just gassed without Steph and Jimmy. Middleton, catch and shoot three. Warriors hit the rebound. Out in the break is Guy Santos. Has Cooper Flagg on him. Hands it off to Pat Spencer, who gets underneath Cooper but misses. But Guy Santos was able to fight and make sure the ball stays with the Warriors here. Last touch by Dallas. Wowee, 100% Allen. Beautiful start to this fourth quarter. Guy Santos, and one again! Guy! Oh, how about that? Guy Santos. What a play from Guy. And one again. Where has this come from? Where has this come from? Oh my goodness. A 9-0 fourth quarter swing in favor of the Warriors to start this fourth. Guy hits the free throw. Man, since like the halfway mark of the third quarter, we have just been awesome. It's a 30-9 run since the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. Cooper Flag, another steal by the Warriors. Moody in transition, misses the layup, but Cryer with the follow-up work. Warriors' biggest lead of the night. Timeout, Jason Kidd. 13-0 Warriors run. Oh my goodness, the Warriors with 3 steals in the quarter. How about that? Warriors with a 11-point lead, their biggest of the night. Wow. Where has this come from? Where has this come from? The Warriors have just brought the energy and intensity out the blocks in the fourth. I think Steve Kerr must have just said to them, look guys, this is a must-win game. Like, we've got to win this game here. And the good thing about that, if we can show Steph that we can win games, he is more likely to come back. How about that though? Moses Moody. I said it in the beginning of the stream, like why we'd missed this guy so much. And I mean, we've been shown why tonight. 17 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Plus 13 in the box, plus minus. 50% from the field, 50% from 3. Only the 1 turnover. I mean, for a guy who hasn't played basketball in 20 days, you could not have asked for anything more. LJ Cryer, 14 points, 4 or 5 from deep. This guy is starting to maybe show why he could earn himself another 2-way deal next season. Gee with 11 points, 6 coming here in the fourth so far. Dre, 8 points, 6 assists. Pat Spencer doing a little bit. Pods, 18. KP, 19. Will Richard, 12 points, 4 or 4 from deep. GP2 with 8. I'm going to be honest, and I don't like to call players out, but the only disappointing player tonight, I would say, is D'Anthony Melton. But even then, D'Anthony Melton, you know, yes, he doesn't have any points. He's 0-4 from the field, 6 turnovers, but still has 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. So he hasn't been, like, completely unplayable. Just a couple of mistakes here and there. But, yeah, I've been happy with this so far. Hopefully Warriors don't choke. I mean, you could not have had any more spot on the money there, Alan. If we lose from here, our season is over. I will put the nail in the coffin in our season if we lose from here. This is a must-win game. Alright, so this is going to be an interesting next minute of this ball game. I know we've still got, like, a lot of time remaining. I can't believe it's only been a minute and 10 seconds of this fourth quarter so far, and we've already put 11 points. Is it? Yeah, 11 points on the board already here in this fourth quarter. 11 points in a minute and 10 seconds. Ridiculous. All right. Here we go. I just saw the graphic there on the broadcast. That's crazy. This is the Kristaps Porzingis road trip. 5 of the 6 teams that we have played on this road trip are former Kristaps Porzingis teams. New York, Boston, Dallas, Washington, and Atlanta. That's crazy. I didn't even realize that until now. All right. Pat Spencer. Warriors have the chance to just try and put the nail in the coffin as early as possible in the fourth. I mean, the more rest we can get heading back home, the better for guys like Green and Porzingis. As Moody couldn't get that one to go. Clay a 3, hits it. Here comes Dallas. I don't think we're completely safe yet. I think Cooper Flag, Klay Thompson, Gafford, those guys out there at the moment are going to have a 1 or 2 more punches here for the Warriors in the fourth. But if Moses Moody can keep doing that, we're going to win. Moses Moody, the long athletic arms, was able to kind of just scoop that one up. Moses with now 19 points in the game. As Marshall. We've got a good game on our hands here, chat. A really good game. So Draymond facilitating for Moses. Gives Moses a bit of space. And he walks into Gafford there. Now Gafford's still down on the ground. It looks like Moses might have whacked him in the face. So it was a 4-on-5 there on defense for Dallas. As Cryer. As Gafford falls to the ground again. He is getting rustled and tussled here as Daniel Gafford.
It's all about the shot selection. You're okay with that shot from LJ Cryer. The pin was kind of flying at you from the side. Maybe you should.
Daniel Gafford, got a feel for him. He's taking a couple of hits in the face here. But yeah, on that first one, it looks like Mo might have just whacked him in the face there. And for the Mavs' sake, you definitely want him out there down the stretch. He's been phenomenal tonight. 18 points, 7-7 from the field, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Now, that was a foul on Moses on that play there on Gafford. As Clay hits a 3. So Steve Kerr needs a timeout now because Dallas have gone on a little swing here thanks to Klay Thompson. But yeah, Moses now with 4 fouls. If he fouls out, we might be in a bit of trouble. Because he is, he's been the guy tonight. But Klay Thompson having a good little night. 15 points, 5 triples. He's done well. Which is good to see. How's Klay been performing recently? I haven't seen too many Mavs games in recent times. 12 points. 17 points, 6 points, 21, 5, 19, 24, 7. So he's very up and down, Klay. Seems like that's been the case. He's had some really good games with the Mavs. A couple of 17, 20 plus type of games, but a couple of low 10-point type of games too. All right. Okay, here we go. This is going to be a close one. You're going to be back. That's all good. That's all good. Hopefully see you back in soon. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a close one. For sure. I think I predicted the Warriors to win. I can't remember. I think I had the Warriors winning like 117 to 111. Now it's definitely going to end up being higher scoring than that, but it could be around that type of margin, 5 to 8 points, if the game continues to track like this. But I mean, if Dallas can get a little run going, it feels like this game should only have 4 or 5 minutes left, but there's still 8 minutes. It feels like this game, this should be crunch time because of how high scoring it's been. You look at that score, 111 to 106, you'd probably think, oh yeah, there's probably 4 or 5 minutes left, but no. We've still got 8:44 remaining. Still a long time to go. Dallas, for all we know, could just, from this point onwards, just have control and walk away with an easy win. Or it could end up being a blowout Warriors win if they can get back on a roll here. So much can happen with this amount of time remaining. All right.
Xfinity powerful performance. We said it at the top of the telecast. Welcome back, Moses Moody, and getting Kristaps Porzingis back in the starting lineup. All they've done is combined for 38 points tonight, bro. Massive impact.
All right.
Moses Moody screaming.
Here we go. Long 2-minute timeout. But we're ready to see how this one is going to unfold.
Matchup nightmare, knocking down threes, getting inside, body control, Steve Nash, 1-foot jumper. It's unbelievable. I can't decide if I like Porzingis' 19 points or his 5 assists and only 1 turnover.
All right, so Porzingis and Moody both with 19 points tonight, both the top scorers for the Warriors, and then Flag the top scorer for the Mavericks. So we'll see what unfolds here. We're back underway. D'Anthony Melton, who is yet to score tonight with 6 turnovers, back out there on the floor. Steve Kerr showing trust in his guys as Draymond misses the 3, but it's gonna be Mavericks ball. So Dallas a chance to bring it back to a 2-point game here with a 3-point shot. Chance to put it back within 1 possession, and man, if that gets back to 1 possession, you'd start to get a little bit nervous here. Let's see. So 8:20. Marshall. Bagley. Bagley hands it off to Clay and then sets him the screen. Clay's doubled. Back to Bagley, who has Melton on him. Good D by Melton. But eventually Cooper Flagg is able to get to the rim and score. This guy has been prolific all night long. Cooper Flagg. 25th point of the night. Melton a 3! Another miss from D'Anthony Melton. But luckily an offensive rebound as GB2 throws it down. Guy Santos grabbing some offensive boards. He's been great here in this 4th quarter down the stretch, Guy Santos. And I always say it, you lose Gary Payton the second, you know where to find him. Right around the rim somewhere. So Flagg with 5, with 4. Off to Clay. Clay turns it over. Shot clock violation. Come on. Let's go. Clay Thompson probably should have taken the shot, but probably didn't realize how long was remaining. I like this 5 out there at the moment for the Warriors. Alright, so and the thing is, both of our top scorers are currently sitting on the bench, so we've been doing well here these past few possessions. Pods, drives, gets doubled, kick out, gear 3, bounces out, but almost an offensive rebound. It is an offensive rebound for Guy again. Hand off to Draymond. Take a bow, Guy Santos. Come on. I'm hyped. What a play. What a play. What a play from Guy. Marshall floats it in and scores. Marshall, 14 points, but also the 5 turnovers. Guy a 3. Off back iron, but another offensive rebound for the Warriors. But D'Anthony Melton couldn't get it to go, and his horrific night continues. 0 of 7 is D'Anthony Melton. His worst performance of the season so far. Alright. So I think, yeah, this is definitely going to be a close one down the stretch. I don't really see either team breaking away because neither team's really shooting the 3 ball that well in the second half. Like, both teams shot the 3 ball really well in the first half. But yeah, this second half, neither team has shot it that well. I think the Warriors have only made 5 threes in this half. Both teams have really looked to attack and score inside. As Porzingis fouled off the ball by Cooper Flagg. Alright. So Warriors with a fresh 14 after that foul by Cooper Flagg. And we've got 6:26 remaining, so we're about to enter clutch/crunch time here. Porzingis going to get the ball with 10. Guarded by the smaller Washington, but a very good defender. KP off to Melton. High screen. Has the roll if he wants. And D'Anthony Melton. 7th turnover of the night. D'Anthony Melton. Oh, no, no, no. It was a good read, but just the pass just wasn't great. 6 minutes remaining. Marshall. 1 possession game. Here comes Dallas. Here we go, chat. 6-minute mark. It's crunch time. Season on the line tonight for the Golden State Warriors. No Steph Curry. No Jimmy Butler. Gary Payton from the corner. Gives the Warriors a little bit of breathing room. 6-point lead for the Dubs. But Dallas right on our tails. Nemhard. Misses the fading jumper, and Melton able to grab the rebound there. If the Warriors can execute this next minute or so, we'll be in a good spot here down the stretch. GP2 again! Gary at 1, count it! Plus the foul, man, GP2 on this road trip. By far our best player over the 6-game stretch is Melton. Is going to get pulled from the game. LJ Cryer going to come in now. But yeah, Gary Payton, across this 6-game road trip tonight, 15 points. Missed the game versus Atlanta, but then had 14 versus Detroit, 14 versus Boston, 15 v Washington, and 19 v the Knicks. So over this run, he's been electrifying. Now the missed free throw there by Gary allowed the Mavs to get out in transition, and they'll have some free throws of their own. Now, no Flag or Thompson out there at the moment for the Mavs. I'm assuming a little bit of a rest for both. But Gafford's still out there, and he's still doing the hard yards. So Daniel Gafford, still shooting 100% from the field. Has missed a couple of free throws tonight. So if he can miss some of these, that'd be handy. And he does miss the first there. So Gafford, 100% from the field, but 4 of 7 so far from the free throw line. Now, I was right. Cooper Flag coming back in here. Final 5 minutes. The number 1 pick out of Duke has 25 points tonight. So for the Mavs' sake, Gafford needs to hit one of these. And doesn't. Misses both. So Gafford, 50% from the line tonight. 4 of 8. And the Mavs have missed 7 free throws as a team to the Warriors' 2 misses. So that 5 points is huge. Pajemski's 3 is off the side of the backboard. Marshall now in transition. 3-on-1. Gafford throws it down. Not a great play from Pajemski. A bad miss just allowed the Mavs to have so much space on the other side of the court there where they got that rebound and just ran away. Pajemski to redeem himself. Turns it over. Pajemski, what are you doing? Christie. That's going to be a foul along the baseline. Come on, Pajemski. We cannot afford to do this now. So that's 20 turnovers for both teams tonight. A just true modern-day NBA game. High turnovers, high scoring, just wild. Washington. Flag, dared to shoot with GP2 on him. Flag, trying to get back to the basket here. Tries to drive in, but GP2 holds his ground. Now Marshall with 5. Marshall from the logo. Misses, and the 7-foot Latvian, Kristaps Porzingis with the rebound. It's exactly why the Warriors brought him in. And despite the Warriors being the much smaller team tonight, they've won the rebound battle 38-23, and thanks to that guy right there, Porzingis! Count it! What a shot there for KP. What's going on here? Alright, Jason Kidd wants to tie him out. With the Mavs down by 6, and Kristaps Porzingis. Wowee. Top scorer tonight has just overtaken Mo. And KP's got 21. Pods 18. Gary 15. Moses 19. LJ 14. Gee 11. Will 12. Dre 10. The only guys to not score in double figures tonight is Pat Spencer and DeAnthony Melton. But other than that, I mean, we'll take that. 8 of the 10 players tonight scoring double figures. That is exactly what Steve Kerr would have been asking for. And the only guys who have not checked in are maybe Leones, Nate Williams, and the 10-day contract of Yurtseven. Now, his contract should be up soon, so will the Warriors bring him back? We'll have to wait and see. I think this is his last game under that 10-day deal. I don't see him getting extended. He might, but I think the Warriors might open it up for maybe someone like a Cam Thomas. Maybe. But yeah, I'm surprised Nate Williams. No minutes tonight. Like that, you got to feel for him. Last game against the Hawks, he drops 19 points on 8 of 9 shooting, and then just doesn't even get to touch the floor tonight. That's the Steve Kerr rotation for you. That's the Steve Kerr rotation at its absolute finest. All right, here we go. Chance for the Dubs to close out a much-needed win. Finish this road trip 2-4. Gafford. Hand off to Flag. Flag from downtown connects. Cooper Flag. This guy is a generational talent. Oh no! Look out from behind. Christie throws it down, and just like that, it's game on. Steve Kerr calls timeout. Pat Spencer gets blindsided. That was like The Undertaker. Oh, wow. Just snuck up on him. Undertaker style. Oh, what are we doing? Oh, my God. I have not seen that in a long time. One of those like Jose Alvarado type steals. That is ridiculous. Oh my God. No way we drop this, chat. No, surely not. Oh, come on. Cooper Flag, 28 points. And also as well, if we lose this, our season is basically cooked. Like, we're guaranteed almost a 10 seed at this rate. Because the Blazers are up by 20 versus the Nets, and the Clippers are up by 32 versus the Bucks. So, if we lose and they both win, 3 games separate us and we're cooked. Oh my goodness.
You could say nothing in your life is going to be the same price for the next 5 years.
Come on.
One thing, the Xfinity, most intelligent Wi-Fi at one price for the next 5 years. The Xfinity 5
All right, here we go. 3 minutes of action remaining at the American Airlines Center. Warriors, Mavericks, Golden State season. It feels like riding on this ball game here tonight. Porzingis now puts his arms through the contact. Moody, corner 3, misses. Pajemski, the offensive rebound. Back to Moody. Porzingis tipping. Gee tipping. I'm about to lose my voice. What are these offensive rebounds? Holy crap. Pod's got the tipped offensive rebound. Then Chris Sapp's got one. And then Gee got it but scored. Flag. 30th point of the night. Cooper Flag. Holy crap. What a game for Cooper Flag. He has been balling out tonight. Porzingis. Moody. With 4. With 3. With 2. Moody. Spinning layup. Gee Santos. No, Moody was fouled. Okay, it won't matter. It should be 2 points for the Warriors regardless. I was about to say, Gee Santos with like his 4th or 5th offensive rebound of the quarter, but Moody was fouled before it. What a game and quarter from Gee. Oh my goodness. Alright. So Mo misses the first free throw, so it's still a 1 possession game. Has got to hit at least 1. And he does. Okay, so we get that little safety net. 4-point game. 8 Warriors in double figures tonight. It's been an all-round balance from this undermanned Dubs team. And then for the Mavs, Cooper Flag with a 30-piece. Giving them a little bit of a hope here late. Flag with Pajemski on him. sizes him up, steps through the traffic, flag, gets doubled, loses the ball, but Gafford dives on it. It won't matter. The Warriors still come away with it. Porzingis, Santos a 3. Doesn't matter. It's going to be an offensive foul there on Kristaps Porzingis while trying to set a screen that allowed Gee to get that open look. As Gafford's still down on the floor here. He's had a lot of knocks taken tonight. He's been down on the ground a few times tonight. Pajamski making sure he's all right.
He's struggling, but Pajamski's actually calling for the match trainer to come out. Now, there are a lot of officials
all right.
who are not rewarding someone for this. It's a passing crash. Marshall's moving, and you can run around and fall down in front of players all over the floor. And that has nothing to do with the game. And so,
all right, so Gafford going to be helped to the sidelines. Now that's a big last minute out here if Gafford can't get back on. He has been their second best player all night long. Hasn't missed a shot from the field. Has crashed the glass. So we'll see what can the Mavs do now. They don't have a true center out there. They've got Christie, Flag, Washington, Thompson, and Marshall. As Flag to the rim is fouled. And Draymond Green is absolutely livid. Draymond runs over to the official to make his claim. And then for the Warriors, Pajamski, Porzingis, Moody, Santos, and Green. So basically the Warriors starting lineup from the start of the game, but just Melton off and Gee in. Warriors need this one, otherwise we are cooked. Yeah, 100% agree. Alright, so Flag, first free throw is good. So Cooper Flag having one of the best games of his rookie season here tonight. Putting on a show for these Mavs fans. So Cooper Flag. Put it to a 2-point game. Hits it. This is game on here, chat. This might be one of the last truly close games we get this season in this sort of fashion. Here we go. Minute 40. Warriors season as on the line as it could be. That's going to be a foul there as Kristaps will now get to head to the line. Marshall, a little bit too much contact there while trying to work through the Porzingis screen. But this is why having Gafford off the court is going to hurt. They don't have a true center out there at the moment, do the Mavericks. PJ Washington playing center at the moment. And don't get me wrong, phenomenal player, but just already at a disadvantage simply because of height. So Kristaps needs to hit both of these, puts it out to 4 if he does, and just gives you that safety net. So Porzingis yet to miss from the strike tonight, and oh my god, misses the first. You have to at least hit the second. Crowd, I think, gets something free if he misses 2. They're all on their feet. Oh, they're doing the free Chick-fil-A. All right, he hits the second. So a 1-possession game. Minute 30. Sees it on the line. Porzingis with 22 to lead the charge. Flag with 32 for the Mavericks. Flag, high screen, switch onto Santos. Flag, drives, kick out. Christian open 3. Connects. Tie ball game. Holy crap. Steve Kerr not electing to call a timeout. Unfortunately, they don't have number 30 to wind this one down. They've got number Pajamski. Number 2. Pajamski. Minute remaining into Porzingis. Turnover by the Warriors. No, Moody saves it. With 4. With 3. Draymond. Santos. Turnover by the Warriors. No. Marshall. Oh my god! What are we doing? Whose ball is it? Warriors ball! They're calling a travel! Jason Kidd, I think, does have a challenge. That's a definite travel from Marshall. 100%. They're not even going to bother challenging that, and if they do, they're silly. Here we go. Tie ball game! Pajamski! Ball in hand! Neither coach electing for a timeout. Old school hoops here. Porzingis. Green. Warriors with a 2-for-1 opportunity. Moody has been the hero tonight. Moody from downtown. Misses. Draymond, the offensive rebound. Porzingis. Put it in. Misses. Loose on the deck. Draymond dives on a jump ball. Jump ball with 19 seconds remaining. Draymond saying that he called a timeout. What is going on? Oh my God. How have we not put the ball in the basket? Pajemski, Porzingis and Gee both had a chance to tip it in. We're going to get a jump ball. Shot clock is off for both teams. This is it. Season on the line. So we're just having a bit of a stop in play here. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so no, there will be 12 seconds on the shot clock if the Warriors get it. Okay, so here we go. Whew. Here we go. We could be going to OT. Alan in the chat did predict an OT result. Alright. Jump ball. This is going to decide the Warriors season, it feels like. Jump ball. Green and Washington. Washington wins it. Mavs a chance to walk it home. Holy crap. Cooper Flag, the young prodigy. Warriors need to stop. Season on the line. Flag with 7. Flag with 6. Cooper Flag. Marshall for the win. Misses. We're going to OT. Come on. We survive. Yes. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Steve Kerr called a timeout. There's going to be time on the clock. Hang on. Hang on. It's not over yet. Cooper Flag found Marshall for the open 3 and he bricked it. Hang on. We're not going to OT just yet. Let's have a look how long was left on the shot clock. So Marshall shoots. Hits the rim at 1.7. There should be a second on the clock here. There should be 0.9. So there should be, worst case scenario, there should be 0.6 on the clock, which, if you guys know, is the exact amount of time you can technically get a shot off in. Now, if I'm Steve Kerr, I'm drawing up a play to try and get Kristaps the ball around the rim. Holy crap. So they're going to decide during this timeout how long is left. Now, the good thing about there being hopefully 0.6, we can get a quick fire 3 off like Dame Lillard style. But if there's less than 0, okay, there's 0.7. 0.7, that's enough time for a shot. Yes, Alan is in Warriors timeout here. Now it does say for some reason 12 minutes on the timer. ESPN has obviously thought the game is over. Now it says 0 seconds. Alright, so if I'm the Warriors here, I'm throwing it to the rim. Okay, so now the time is finally adjusted. So there is about a second left. Here we go, chat. Woo! Here we go. Who's going to get the ball? I think you're going to give it to Porzingis. Gee's going to inbound. So here we go. 0.7 remaining. Warriors a chance to steal it on the road and to save their season. Gee Santos now. Here we go. 0.7. Gee lobs it up. GP2 can't get the tip in. We're going to OT. It was a lob there to GP2. Oh. We're going to OT. Honestly, would not have expected this. I think the Warriors, 4th OT game of the year. Obviously, OT versus Denver. I think, was there an OT game versus the Spurs and then OT versus Chicago? Oh, GP2. There was arguably a little bit of contact in that. We are going to OT. We're going to get 5 more minutes of action. Oh, I cannot believe that. We really should have won that there. Alright. We still got a chance to win it. Alright. Overtime, chat. Who gets it done? And if you haven't already, drop a like and a sub to the channel and stream. Man, I just couldn't believe that there at the end. But Najee Marshall, man. 7 turnovers in regulation. And then for the Warriors, D'Anthony Melton with 7 turnovers as well. So those guys have just been back and forth for who can have the most turnovers. Alright.
Even at 126 as we head to overtime.
Here we go. OT.
Home on Tuesday, Latino
Yeah, Alan. Alan, you did say it. You did say it. 133, 132. And you actually could end up being like dead on the money, which would be insane. Who you reckon gonna win? I think the Warriors win, but I'm a Warriors fan, so I'm obviously gonna back us in. But I don't know. Like the game has been that unpredictable. I really have no idea, my friend. Alright, here we go. 5 minutes of bonus action here to end off this road trip. It feels like this 6-game road trip is never gonna bloody end. Here we go. The Warriors have a terrible, terrible overtime record, particularly on the road. 12-2 since 2017 in overtime games on the road. As Pregame going to get the tip here to begin this extra period. Now the Warriors, we saw in that OT game versus Chicago, just did not bring any energy. So we've got to do that tonight. Cryer gets trapped into Dre. Bounce pass to Pregame. Misses, but will be fouled. Imagine if you're correct. I know. It would actually be the craziest prediction I've personally ever seen in one of my live chats. All right. Pregame. First free throw. He is good. So Warriors now take the slight lead. Mark Cuban looking on. Yeah, that's Pregame. 2 of 2. Here we go. Can the Warriors just break away early? Or is this going to go right down to the crunch again? Christie. Into Flag, who's had one of the best games of his rookie campaign so far. Flag, fading, missing. Cryer, the smallest guy out there on the court, with the rebound. Santos spins, kick out, and deflected by the Mavs, but still will remain with the Warriors. I mean, in OT, you've got to be careful with the ball. You cannot afford any turnovers in extra time. Now, lucky we got away with that one there, but a couple of reckless passes here down the stretch for both teams. Moody off a screen. Hits the 3! Moses! Big time shot there. Moses Moody gives the Warriors a little bit of an advantage here. Klay Thompson for 3. Misses as Moody was fouled there on the rebound. Alright, so we're a minute through this OT period so far, and the Mavs yet to score. The Warriors with some pods free throws, and that Moses 3 there. Now Cooper did whack Mo in the face there while he was grabbing that rebound. He seems to be okay. We cannot afford this guy to go off. Santos spinning and fouled. Warriors have managed things nicely here so far. I mean, 2 free throws here puts it to 7. As that's 4th flag now for 4th foul for flag. All right. Free throws have had a big implication on tonight's game. Mavs have really not capitalized on their free throws. Warriors are 14 of 18. Mavs are 13 of 20. All right. Santos. We got a little bit of a stop in play. It seems like there's a bunch of sweat on the ground. Seems like the court must be very slippery.
In Detroit, 17 people came on the floor, and here there's only 3 or 4. So that's what we're saying about Detroit. I mean, more hands on deck over there. Over City,
all right. Finally back to these Gee free throws. Santos. And hits the first. There we go. Beautiful start to this overtime period for our Warriors. No complaints here so far. Steve Kerr and Steph Curry both watching on. Santos, 2-2. So, 2-2 from the line for Gee and Pods, and then that Mo 3 has got the Dubs up by 7 here. Chance to really put the nail in the coffin here over this next minute or so. Christie, clear catch and shoot 3. Another miss for Thompson in the clutch here in overtime. Now the Warriors a chance to get it out to double figures. Pajemski, Moody, Green, Santos. Ball swinging around here for the Warriors. 5 to work for Gee. Now 4. Now Pajemski's got it. Late shot clock situation. Pajemski rattles out. Mavs. Last chance for them here. You almost feel they got away with one right there. Marshall blocked. No. Fouled. Oh my days. Yeah, your Mavs not looking good here. Still a while to go. 3 minutes is plenty of time, but Warriors have got them on the cusp here. Alright, Mavs ball. They need a score on this possession if they want to stay alive. So the Warriors got to be doing everything here in this 16 seconds remaining on the shot clock to get another stop and essentially try and close this one out. Now, we've got more stops in play. I don't know what's going on, but the ball boys are back out on the court wiping it up. Something must be all over the court. All right. Marshall to Washington. Flag, who's been sensational tonight. Christie to the rim. Finally, the Mavericks score in extra regulation here. So it is a now 5-point game. Still not home are the Warriors. Pajemski going to get the high screen from Payton. He rolls. They end up going to Moody, the 3-point line. And Moody, handoff to GP2. And he flips it in. Moses Moody, what a return game. Both teams with 62 points in the paint tonight. Marshall with the air ball was looking for the foul call, but that is all ball there. Warriors coming up with a huge stop as Porzingis wanders over to the scorer's table here for this final 2 minutes. Do the Warriors even need him? This 5 out there has been excellent. Pajemski, Moody loses the footing, and it's going to be Mavericks ball. So Porzingis checks in. Still a 7-point game. All it takes is a couple of threes, and we're game on. All right. Cooper flag. They're going to want the ball in this young guy's hands. Christie's also been good in his own respect. But they do opt to go to flag. Now to Christie, though. Christie a 3. Hits it! Max Christie, a part of that infamous Luka Doncic trade. Hits the big-time 3. Here we go. 4-point game. 2 possession. Minute 43 remaining. Pregame. One more bucket here. Particularly a 3 would almost put this to rest. KP has Klay Thompson on him. Former Warrior. Gee. Drives in. Throws it up. And is fouled with 1.6 remaining on the shot clock. What a play there from Gee. And he has a cramp because Draymond's over there pushing on his shoe. And if you've ever had a calf cramp before, that is the only way to solve it. Alright, so the ball boy's back on the floor here, wiping off the sweat again. Players have been falling on the ground like nearly every single possession, so we've had so many stops in play, which probably helps the older Warriors team also in the last game of a brutal road trip. Give us that extra 10, 15 seconds to rest a couple of times. It all adds up. Alright, so here we go. Gee. More free throws. 4-point game. You hit 2 of them, we got a 2-possession lead. Misses! Oh no. Both teams. Hasn't been a great night for the charity strike. Come on, Gee. Yes, okay. Hits 1. Hits 1. Still technically a 2-possession game, but with 2 threes, Mavs take the lead. And I've got a feeling there's still one more little momentum swing left in this game. No, it's not! Moody strips flag! Throw it down! Oh, no! No! Oh, no! Moses might have done a knee. Oh, my God. Moses Moody might have just done an ACL. Holy shit. Oh, shit. Moses Moody's done an ACL. Holy fuck. Sorry for my language. Moses Moody's just done an ACL. I can tell. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, fuck. 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 I'm sorry for the language. I don't ever swear on streams. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can't. I can't do this. Bro, so basically, guys, I didn't really commentate it that well because I was in shock. Moses got out in transition, stole it from Cooper Flag, and went to just throw it down for a dunk, but just got obliterated on that knee. Oh, no one can look. Bro, everyone right now, prayers to Moses. Fuck. Fuck. That's nasty. No one can even look. Fuck me. I'm sorry for the language, guys. I do apologize, but I'm distraught. Oh, honestly, pray right now for Moses. This is... Oh, fuck, man. Fuck. I'm actually really upset. Oh, we're going to have to get a full-on chair out here. Yep, he's on the stretcher. Fuck me. Oh, my God. I can't watch. Steph Curry can't even look. Steph knows it. This is... Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is the game in terms of it's not lack of conditioning, it's not lack of fitness, it's not.
This just sums up the season. You could actually hear a pin drop in the stadium right now. And you want to know why that happened? It was what we spoke about before. It was what we spoke about before. The court is so slippery. He's going to have to come off on the stretcher. I can't watch this. Look, is this good news for the Mavs? Look, I'm sorry, but I'm deleting that comment because that's just blatantly disrespectful. This is bigger than a game or a multi or a parlay. Like this is someone's life, bro. Like this could implicate him for the rest of his life. So we're gonna have a look at the replay here. So Moody got the steal from Flag, What happened? Did he fall or did Flag knock him? No. It actually might be an Achilles. No. So Cooper Flag didn't even touch him. That's crazy. I thought Flag came from behind and knocked him, but no, he just... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is one of the... Oh my god. That is one of the worst non-contact ACL or Achilles injuries ever. No one even touched him. So I think this is either an ACL or an Achilles. And tonight, Moses Moody has been brilliant. He's been our best player. 23 points, 3 steals, 2 blocks, and it looked like the Warriors were back. It doesn't look that bad on the replay, I know, but that's honestly worse because that probably means it's more of an Achilles. Because with the ACL, it typically takes a landing or a jolt or a twist. It looks more like an Achilles. It's one or the other. Now, he's being stretched off. Oh, fuck, man. Fuck. Alright, prayers up to Mo, man. I can't watch. Honestly, I would have taken the loss. I now wish Najee Marshall hit that 3. I honestly would have preferred the loss. Oh, fuck.
5 left in a 5-point game, and as you said, you went through this in Milwaukee, and it's just awful. There's just no two ways about it. Yeah, when I did it, I thought someone kicked me, but no one touched me. No one was around me. He just gave way.
It's an ACL. It's going to be an ACL, I reckon. Nah, it's not an Achilles. I'm looking at the replay here on Instagram already. It's an ACL.
It's just heartbreaking.
It's definitely an ACL. I can't do it. So genuinely now, I don't think Steph Curry comes back.
There's 58 seconds left in the game, and you do have to finish the game. But
I honestly don't think Steph comes back now.
Nobody's thinking about basketball right now.
So it doesn't even look like an ACL. It looks more of like a... It doesn't even look like an ACL. It looks like his knee is like dislocated. A loss is better than an ACL. Oh, I would have honestly just been happy if we lost now, knowing obviously it's in hindsight, but now Mo will come back and he will be a good player in a year's time. But it.
One day it just culminates. So it's Warrior ball with 58 seconds.
Oh man. So I can't even enjoy this win. So Chris Stapps, at least win this game for Mo. Like if we drop this, season's over. Don't even bring Curry back. Turnover. Oh my god, this is.
Well, this is a 2-possession game, so the Mavs aren't going to foul. They feel like they're going to get it back with enough time for them to go 2.
Curry forced to come back early. No, I think Steph could play. It's actually the opposite. Porzingis misses the shot. Mavs going to call timeout. So to anyone joining us, Moses Moody with one of the worst non-contact potential ACL/knee injuries I've seen as a Warriors fan. I don't get it. I don't get it. Something about San Francisco teams and injuries. Like the unluckiness we've had dating back to 2019. Boogie Cousins goes down. KD Achilles. Clay ACL, then an Achilles, out for 2 years. Steph breaks his hand. Then last year in the playoffs, Steph does a hammy. This year, Jimmy ACL, Steph knee, and now Moses, what we would likely assume is an ACL or maybe a dislocated knee. I'm not too knowledgeable on like knee injuries and stuff like that, but I don't need to be knowledgeable to know. Oh, shit. Holy... I've just seen the picture. I'm not going to show it on stream. Holy fuck. Okay, so it's not an ACL. It's probably a dislocated knee. Holy fuck, that is gruesome. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I've just seen it on Instagram. So they reckon it is a dislocated kneecap and probably torn ligaments. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is gruesome. I've just seen it on Instagram and I wish I didn't. Christie a 3, misses. So the Warriors are going to win this, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, hang on. Oh my god, just hold the ball. Good work from Gee to steal the game. So that'll do it. Klay Thompson going to foul his former teammate Draymond. Oh, far out.
Santos just saved the game. Basically, that ball was stolen and headed the other way. His teammates have to appreciate.
Everyone on the Warriors bench just has their hands in their head. No one can watch. And you guys who've been here all stream, you guys have seen me all stream say how important Moses Moody is to this team. He's our most effective and efficient player outside of the stars. It comes back after missing 10 games or 9 games, whatever it is, it doesn't matter anymore. And just looks brilliant. Just looks brilliant. And I was like, alright, here we go. Mo back. We get a win here. Maybe beat Wizards, beat Nets. Steph comes back. And that all comes crumbling down. Now, that isn't even what matters. As Draymond hits the ceiling free throw, goes 1 or 2, Mavs call timeout. That's not what I care about. Like, this is a young guy's life thrown upside down. Like, this next year of his life is going to be spent sideline, rehabbing. We'll see what the extent of the injury is, but his literal knee was, like, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, his knee was out of the socket. So something, and I don't want to blame, like, the floor and stuff and all that type of stuff, but, like, we saw the ball boys and ball girls cleaning up the floor constantly, so it must have been slippery. Oh, man. All right. How many games off? Do you mean for Moses? Probably a season. Probably a full season. It is a brutal injury. Like, that is gruesome. Christie. Warriors get the steal. And break away and win. Warriors 137, Dallas 131. But as you can see, none of the players and anyone is celebrating. Everyone's just sending their best wishes to Moses. Oh man, this Warriors young core is just falling apart. I can't believe that. I love Moses too. I'm very happy with the win. Don't get that twisted at all. But I can't get my mind off of that. I'm honestly more sad than happy. Alright, I want to see what people say in the Warriors comment sections. Man, I can't believe this. It's just one of those. It's just one of those wins where it's like we won, but at a cost. Yeah, man. San Francisco and their sports teams' injuries are brutal. The Niners are the same. They can't stay healthy either. But to everyone heading out, I do greatly appreciate you joining. Only one more stream before I fly over to San Francisco to watch a couple of home games from Melbourne. But yeah, so unless Steph comes back and I don't know if he will. I don't know if I want him to either. Like, as much as I want to see him play at my games, the thought of something like that happening to Steph, yeah, I don't know. But in saying that, like, the team could really, do it for Moses now. Do it for Jimmy, do it for Moses, and try and go on a run and show them that, them playing in these games wasn't for nothing. Ah, man. Sad though, but yeah, final score here in Dallas, 137-131. What is, in my opinion, the worst, just from every perspective, stretch of basketball is finally over. I never want to remember this road trip again. The only highlight from it was, well, Moses' performance and return up until the last couple of seconds. Blue Moo, I don't know if you've seen the news, but yeah, devastating. Well, technically even heading into next season, we're not going to be healthy. Obviously, Jimmy's going to miss the first chunk of the season. Jimmy might return around Christmas, and then Mo's probably going to be out for the first half of the year. Worst case scenario. Who knows? Like, for all we know, it could be like an ACL, a dislocate, more ligaments. Like, it was fucking brutal. Yeah, Blue Moon, you've just joined as the game's wrapped up, and normally I'd be thrilled for an OT win, but as you can tell, you couldn't get a smile on my face right now. I don't know if you've seen Blue Moo, but yeah, nasty non-contact, likely ACL injury for Moses Moody in the final minute of the game. Ah, man. Damn. Well, yeah. It was a really fun game overall. Outside of that, Pajemski 20 points, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, near triple double for Pods. Moody 23 points, Peyton 17, couple of steals. Porzingis 22 led the scoring. No, sorry, it was the second leading scorer. Moody had 23. Gee 16, 6 rebounds as well. Dre 11 points. 7 rebounds, 3 steals. LJ 14, Will 12, and Spencer 2 points, and Melton with a catastrophic game. 0-6 from the field, 7 turnovers. Well, yeah. Prayers out to Mo. Going to be a very tough rehab process, so we'll hopefully all be there cheering him on through it. But, man. Damn. I don't even know what to say. Don't even know what to say. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for tuning in tonight. It was a really fun game, fun stream, but just unfortunate at the end. Just a bittersweet finish to the night. So yeah, I guess now we'll head home, regroup. Should beat Brooklyn, should beat Washington, regardless of who's out there. We'll get the all-almighty Steph Curry, probably main final reevaluation, whether he's probably going to play this season or not. And then, yeah, we'll see what, obviously, Moses' results are. I'm sure he'll probably be already on the way to the hospital. I don't know how it works with that injury. I'm sure they'll probably do, like, scans, see what it is, and then probably put him under the knife straight away. The quicker you can get surgery, probably the better in that type of case. But yeah, I have no idea because it looked like an ACL, but it also looked like the kneecap was like dislocated, and with that you're probably going to get torn ligaments. It's going to be a very I'm going to say at least a year on the sideline. So that basically means, obviously, missed the remaining part of this season and I think probably most of next year. Which sucks. Not even just from a Warriors perspective, but like this guy was starting to become a really good player. Like we saw what he did tonight, led the scoring. Like this is the guy the Warriors need more than ever right now. And yeah, he was getting his opportunity, but man. Ah. So this was Steph while it happened. Like he just looks depleted, man. Get out the way, Yurt7. Seriously. Steph just looks depleted, bro. Same with Steve. Like he's just like, oh my god. And then yeah, look at Murray. He just knows. Like it's that bad. They can't even show the knee. Yeah, man. Oh, man. Man. Alright, everybody, so that's probably going to do the stream, though. Now, if you haven't already, I guess while I'm on here, yeah, check me out on Instagram. 140 followers. I do post, like, all my reels and stuff over there, so check that out as well. If you haven't already, drop a like, drop a sub. Appreciate it. And, yeah, just prayers out to Mo, man. We'll see what the result is. It's not going to be great regardless, but hopefully best case scenario, maybe just like a dislocated knee, like hopefully no major ligament or ACL damage. But I don't think that's the case, to be honest. But yeah, I'll see you guys. Depending, we'll see tomorrow if Steph Curry's going to be playing or not. Now, if Steph does play, I will very much likely stream the game versus the Nets. If not, I probably won't stream it. And we'll see you guys for my final stream before my trip to San Francisco later in the week versus the Wizards.